Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
All right, people, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the show. Big up my viewers and subscribers. Thanks very much for tuning in. All right, people, thanks for the support. And we're here to talk football, World Cup football to be exact. Yeah. And we're going to take out the Kata 9 tonight. Hey, listen to me. We are going to take out the Kata 9 tonight. All right. Big up to the persons on Facebook. Please remember, people, subscribe to the channel if you're new and become a part of the Coaches Desk family. Also, we encourage you to like the video, share the video. Yeah, man, give it a thumbs up, share it to your friend, tell a friend to tell a friend about us. You know what I mean? We're here to discuss, put our little own spin on the analysis of the game for the World Cup, the games that were played today. We gave our predictions, and we also want to give our own analysis of the game. So thanks very much for tuning in. As you saw in the video that was playing just now without audio, it is Denver and the Mango Tree. It is a book. Yes, this video is brought to you by Denver and the Mango Tree. It is a book that is written by Jamaican Jody and Francis, and it is illustrated by Wayne Carnegie. And these are two Jamaicans, and we ask that you support. This book can be found on Amazon, and also it caters to ages 5 to 9. So support the thing. Get this book for your grandchildren, for your nieces, your nephews. You can also get it for your son and your daughter. So big up yourself, people. Thanks very much again. Big up yourself. Just drop a like on the video as you enter the Coaches Desk arena. All right. So you all saw what took place today. Yeah. You all saw what took place today. Big up to Fresh God in the building. Fresh God is here. Have no fear. Capo in the building. Big up yourself, Capo. All right. And we have Blake. Blake, I thought you said that they were going to, win big. But we delve into that a little bit more later on. But Blake is here, people. Once we talk in the United States, Blake will show up. Yes, that's Blake. He likes the HI. GH. Yes, right? And he also likes the HYPE. Yeah, man. Big up to Blake, anyways. One of our loyal subscribers and supporter of the channel. Big up yourself, Blake. Zach, big up yourself. Don't know. Fear spot. They say you're early. Yeah, man. Just like up the live, people. Like up the live. Nitro in the building. So Saudi Arabia show Argentina levels. Teams have bad games. Best team in CONCACAF outplaying Euro finalists. Imagine being an England fan right now. Big up yourself, J Dice. Yeah, man, we here. And you don't know, me I have to draw for my blue book. Hold on. Somebody take my pen star. When me draw for my blue book, my pen I have to be nearby, man. Yeah, man, me draw for my blue book, man. I result book this, Yeah, man. And please remember, people, you can also call in. The number is always active, up and running. You can call in and let your voice be heard. Tell us some of the stuff that you want to discuss. And, tonight is the weekend triple treat. It's the 6th night of this World Cup. So, things are going on quite nicely. Not good for some teams. Some teams want to see my team pop down, but it's not happening. Not at all, at all, at all. It's not happening. I'm so sorry for them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, I'm sorry for them, man. Them want to see my team pop down. Mm-hmm. So we're going into day 7. And we will have our predictions coming up for that as well. All right. Blake say I'm live for the hype. You know, big up yourself there. Brown man security in the building. Big up yourself, Brown man security. Bless up coach. Your side have the best goal so far. Long time. England still on top of the zone. They did not lose, unlike Germany and Argentina. Coach, I'm surprised you're saying England is overrated. Of course they are. Remember, I know, Toki. I have always been saying that. You can't ask Rich Poe. Rich Poe beat me when I said that. I say England overrated. And I'm a tough up. I never say England overrated. I said Toki, England not good. That's what I've been saying since, well, before the World Cup. And Rich Poe take me on and all of them things that tell me if you say why them not good. All of them things that when them drop 6 upon Iran, him come push up him head. You understand? So me make him know say me still a stick by me talk, you know. Then just not good. Very talented players. Very talented players. But guess what the problem? Sean Ellis we want around here enough. He say it's the coach, the coach, the coach, the coach. Yeah, man. Sean make a hit from that last year, no, man. Mm-hmm. Sean get a hit from that last year. So, Toki say he felt that long time ago too. Yeah, man. I agree. It boils down to fundamentals and tactics. England has started Mason mode over Foden. Embarrassing. So they need to go home. Exactly fresh actually. That's the one I think, you know, man. Oh, man, for have Foden. And I start Mason mode. Mason mode, well, I chill upon him play for still, so anything possible, you know, him play for Chelpan. And you know the Chelpan, them are gonna hype him up, you know. Mason mode. Eh? I listen, hey, I don't know. I don't know a Chelpan. Oh, you have be one of the top European teams and make CONCACAF team. Hmm? Peg your back so much. Eh? You're not good, man. You're doing good. I mean, always I go say that. Then don't good. When me say then don't what? Good. Some good games coming up tomorrow now. Very good game. Another CONCACAF team will be showcasing tomorrow. Tell you know, England fire 7 pass. Some little team and feel like say everything mucho. You understand? But you know mucho. It no mucho, you know. Yeah, man. So we are going to Yeah, man, we're going to match up the little thing, you know. So, yeah, man, we're on early tonight for the. Come on, people, like up the stream, man. Like up the stream. All right. Another major fact is that English media and players have an inflated view of themselves. Very good HS Small. They're overrated. I mean, nah, stop saying. Foden. Hey, we can't remember when Wayne Rooney just a come on the scene, you know. All them highlight Wayne Rooney. Look how them talk about what him name the number 9, Harry Kane. The man can't get final foot in this World Cup. Foden might as well come back at Man City and rest with Haaland because England don't want him. Exactly. Until that changes, England won't get better. Rob Smith, big up yourself. Hope Argentina can redeem themselves tomorrow. say. Cramps is here. We feel England play so if make USA make it out of the group. Hey, Cramps are fooling the shot talk. I not agree with that at all. Big up yourself, one done. Yeah, man, how them fi make a little CONCACAF team ball them? How that fi happen? And then drop 6. At 2-0, we predict England for win the game, you know. And we talk about the potency of their attack, you know. And that burn me, you know. That's why I say they're overrated, you know. Because them play one look side and score some goal and we start hype them up. And then in the first game, we never did a look and say Foden never did play and all of them things. We never did look on that. We never did look on that at all. This World Cup now has 5 draw. In 2018, had 1. Is it the time of the year? Why am I not knowing no CC? This World Cup is very interesting. No one is in fear of these European countries. They are pressing them and running them into the ground. Most of them look cold. Yeah, man. People hype up England, man, and the worst thing go drop 6. I tell you, you know, didn't I tell you that not frightened me? He might as well did bring on Wilson second half. All Bellingham will play so good in the first. The man last in a game, Bridging. Look at CONCACAF team. CD put some respect from we region. Compared to Europe, Brando, a liquor CONCACAF team. I not take back that. A real thing me talk. England team lack creativity and flexibility. And then say them have the most potent attack. Oh yeah, chat said drop 6. Saka and all of these players. Where were they today? Yeah, man, McKinney boss them, man. And the next youth there. Musa. Today wasn't an accident. He's better than Rice, Mount, and Jude. A draw is a disgrace. What are the stats on the game? The stats on the game tell us nothing because England had the most possession. But in terms of that possession, what did they do the possession? Most of the possession in their half. How much time Harry Kane touched the ball in the US penalty box. Huh? You understand? So that me I look on the stats not prove nothing to me. Nitro, the stats not prove nothing to me. Because you have better stats on England side. But where were those passes made? Now in them era, man. And that's why I see sometimes the possession thing, even though we look on it, we know that Jamaica not keep the ball well. But sometimes I look on the possession and a team might have the most possession, but it's where they kept the ball. US midfield control the game. Exactly. And US press them and then couldn't manage the press. All the counter press, the man then use upon them and then cannot manage it. That's why nobody no support England. But coach, how England for help us and them don't save with 4 points. Help who? How them are help we? Jude is a stretch. Iran was playing pickup soccer against England. The whole England was saying they'll win it all. Now me here, man, I say Southgate is supposed to be fired. Man, I say it is not coming home again. A long time he now go home. If Iran should replay England, would win. 2 times or so. Tie game of day was the Iran game. The game of the day was the Iran game. Iran look like Iran from 2018 today. People forget man play for Juventus. Juve a big club for any Bundesliga club except Bayern. We are being fooled by the Premier League. Oh, the Premier League are fooled with Ishmael. Remember, I say a lot of these English players not playing at the top clubs, them, you know, or who did up on the field. Eh? Hey, them man are not, the England not good. England overrated. And a long time I said that before the World Cup. Big up yourself, KS Sports. It's coming home. I them say it, Dr. Dan. Sorry for them. Group B tight now. Was it ever coming home? You would have to be delusional. Exactly, actually. If they make Foden play, probably something might change. And them still got advance, you know, but I mean, you're playing a CONCACAF team and you're a top European nation and you can't dismiss them after blowing away another team. Oh, they scored all of the goals. Okay. Coaches, I told you the US and England will join. Yes, God bless. I remember it vividly. I say, help America. Coach, which team do you support? Why you ask me that, Ian? Put out your team, no? Put out your team. Me no support England. No dear. Me no like them team. Talented players, but them overrated because of their conservative approach and tactics. Mount now perform, so it now full of soul. Hope then check Tyler Adams' pocket for England midfield before he leave the stadium. They're going to need them for the next game. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, put them, hey, man, fold them up and put them in their pocket, man. I don't want to sound like a hater, but what's so good about rice? Full of carbohydrate, Dr. Dan. And starch. Ian, the fear spot answered it. It's not the game, Joe. It's the manner they did it. England should have lost. You see, Mark, you still, US are play well, but they're not finishing as well, So if we're being truthful, but how them boss up this England team? No, sir. The most overrated, they're overrated, man. In trouble. Brazil can never be in trouble, man. No, sir. Well, Iran match was fluke, it looked like. Back to the watching England and sleeping live. Yup. Neymar alone out for the rest of the groups here, which is the next 2 games. We're good, man. World Cup started Thursday, 2 p.m. Brazil forever. So, you don't know a Brazilian when you hear one, Ian Campbell. Yeah, Danilo must say out to me here. That no mean nothing still. We're good, man. We're good. No cruise through this there, man. Iran did have them problem back home, so them never did have playing a ball. Sheldon Smith, big up yourself. England and the USA was playing an EPL. Netherlands is also overrated. No, you can't say Netherlands overrated in that because no hype up talks was about this Netherlands team. Everybody know that this Netherlands team was not the strongest that they would have assembled in a World Cup. So no one was talking up Netherlands' chances, Ishmael. You sure about that? I haven't seen that nothing about anywhere. Yeah, man, I heard it to fresh. US created and had more chances. They had the clear-cut chances. McKinney had 2. Yes. Ecuador on alert. BS they can. Put Brazil in trouble and see what happens. Brazil no trouble, man. Hey, you see last World Cup when Brazil, Casemiro and Capo did out, we could say Brazil was in trouble. No, sir. Brazil not in any trouble. Brazil good, man. Brazil good. I say Ecuador got robbed today. Where you hear that? Because I haven't seen or heard that. I want to report me here, I was listening to a news item. I don't even remember which news item I did I listen. Me did tell you Ecuador making out this group. Yeah, man, me predict that too. Think England would have dropped 4. Yeah, cramps. The man, where Balakar there? Balakar say 5 them are drop, And Christopher Wright say 4 them are drop. Cataract say 3-1. Actually say 2-2 and get it right, Actually alone get it. I'll me get it wrong. Me did say 2-0. You understand? CC said 3-2 and got it wrong too. You can't bet for England, man. You can't bet for England. They need a coach. Big up yourself, Tony Green. USA cannot beat Iran. Mark my words. All right, Ian. Their first goal. Brazil play better without number 10. Yeah, that me here. Your side. Big up yourself, Shana. Which one on your side? The right side or your left side? I'm to it. That hurt you? Crumbs TV or Crumbs Whitey. England not good. Hey, you don't remember say a long time yesterday something there. Something that want forward, What him name? Our friend there, man, the poet. Reason Boss. Reason Boss. Remember a long time I tell you, We say, who want to buy United Oil or Apple money? Yo. I didn't put US to get out of the group, honestly. But at 2 points and the points still in us, and I believe that them safe. The referee let that Brazil match get out of hand. He should have handled it like today, US versus England. You think it got out of hand? Or Neymar for leg of the ball somewhere? Man, them bite off a Neymar still, you know. Like them big pit bull there. Shauna, one side till the landslide. Yeah, man. Shauna shot a soul. Is she a laugh on ball? Shauna shot a soul. Shauna said our one side. So me I wonder if our left side or our right side. Me don't know. I don't know if it's a hurt or what. You know help me there. Brazil play good with and without Neymar. Cut the madness. When Neymar plays, well, we get up a couple levels. In either year or there for me, you know. When in the last World Cup, we needed Neymar. In this World Cup, if he's not there, the team still are gonna play well. Like first say, it might up a little notch when he's there. Okay, he's a dangerous player. You can't take that away from him. The fact that Iran got 6-3. The fact that Iran got 6-2 from a little team and them still can't top the group. Neymar always have a target on him in all the World Cup. Jaja. England get lucky because Iran was praying. Any one of those teams Iran play next, Iran go eat them food and break them plate. Whoa. So it a go on. All right, let us look back at the Wales-Iran game. Iran won 2-0. That was the big surprise of the day. I got that one wrong. I said 3-0. Chile said 3-1 to Wales. Cataract said 1-all. Wrong. CC said 2-1. Wrong. C right 3-1. Wrong. Nobody expected that. Nobody expected Iran to win that game after being humiliated by the English team in their first encounter. Nobody expected that. But they apparently bounced back and it's like they decide that they're not going out. They still have to give themselves a chance to remain in this World Cup. So they produced a stunning victory over the Welsh team. Yeah. Tony Green said what? 2-1 Iran. Yeah, I remember that. It looked like NSA drink. I won NSA second half. Madness star. Wales playing with 9 men. Bale and Ramsey done. I said Bale and Ramsey done. All right. Seymour Roberts is saying if Neymar is out, Brazil have a chance to win the World Cup. This Brazilian team plays better without Neymar. He was the worst player on the field with a SofaScore ranking of 6.2. He didn't have his moment. Yes, he was struggling a bit. I don't know what happened, but he was struggling in that game. But like Fresh God said, if Brazil play without Neymar, they play well. If they play with him, it's like them step it up a notch. So you still can't rule out Neymar out of this Brazil team. Neymar is still the man. Cramps YT saying, and a 2 late goal Iran got 90 plus minutes and 100 plus minutes. 2-0 same way that in a Cramps. The Wales team should have just simply put this team away. They didn't. You understand? So that is how the story went. Wales keeper One song slap. Actually saying I had faith in Iran until that England game. England spoiled me. That's why nobody can't rate them. Eagle Republic, big up yourself. Eagle Republic is a thank you, Tapa. Thanks for nothing, bro. Hey, Eagle Republic has stop playing. Oh, Tapa coming at this. Oh my God. Brazil doesn't need Neymar. He should stay out until he's 39. Hey, you see you, Ian. Man of God, big up yourself. Rockford, bless up. I still think they need Neymar. Yep. But they can go through the round without Neymar, I believe. Wales keeper watch some Jackie Chan second half. Neymar got kicked down more than any other player. So far, 9 fouls. Yeah, that's true, Sheldon. Slingstone, myself. All who say France catch it. Beauty. God bless his said. Coach Desk. More pressure going be on the USA versus Iran. That game that got tough still, Because that is going to decide who finished second in the group, or if Iran can win the group. I think Iran going to create an upset in this game. They did it once before, What was it? Was it the 2014 World Cup? Ian Campbell. So one bad game proves they are better without him. Yesterday, he wasn't allowed to play. 9 fouls on him alone out of 12 fouls. But I saw some of your Brazil fans pray. Yeah. Next game, Iran needs to put more firepower in them kicks. God bless you. It is saying US versus Iran 1-0. BS Tekan is saying Neymar play better than Messi. Ruchin, can USA beat Iran? That's a very good question, Of course they can. The US versus Iran game will be epic. Epic indeed, Eagle Republic. Neymar creates a lot of space for everybody else whenever he plays. Fresh God, people mad. Neymar is the best Brazilian and it's not close. Iran or Iran can play under pressure. Iran are going to make US run. I don't agree with Ian either, USA is going to put 2 on Iran. Similar style to England. All right. So, nobody expected Iran or Iran to beat Wales. They beat them 2-0. That makes the group more interesting, especially with that draw between US and England. Qatar, Senegal. Qatar, Senegal. You expect Qatar to lose. You'd expect Qatar to lose. It was a 3-1 victory for Senegal. I predicted 2-1 to Senegal. Let me get that right. Actually, said 0-0. Wrong. Qatar said 1-0 Senegal. He got right. CC said 2-0 Qatar. And Christopher Wright said 3-0 Senegal. Nearly get everything right. All right. And then the Dutch-Ecuador game, I said it would have been a 1-1 draw. It was indeed a 1-1 draw. So people, this is not Teddy Lee though. I got the fireworks of the day. People, clap me. I got the fireworks for the day. Come the man, on a big me up the man, and me get the fireworks for the day. Now, I said 1-1 in the people. Me get the fireworks of the day with the correct prediction. Thank you. So that game ended 1-1, Ecuador versus the Dutch. Well, many of us can say that they could have won that game. However, it didn't happen because of whatever reason. But I mean, get the fireworks tonight, man. Exactamundo score. Actually said 2-1 to Dutch, wrong. Cataract 1-0 to Dutch, wrong. CC is 2-1 to Ecuador. CC almost got it, wrong. And Christopher Wright said 2-1 to Dutch, wrong. I was the man today in that prediction. Exactamundo. Yeah, man. I me get the fireworks, people. What you mean? I me get the fireworks. So big up coaches that's on that firework for getting that one exactly correct. All right. So we can move on. Let me check out some more comments in the comment section. Eagle Republic is saying, Coach Minzy, do not discount Iran. Iran actually scored versus England. Not once, but twice. Certainly, and they scored 2 goals again today. So they are clearly consistent in scoring 2 or more goals in a game. Yeah? So let's see what they'll do in that other game. What is saving sides is 26 players instead of the normal 18. Yep. USA cannot beat Iran. Iran hates the USA and they will play harder than normal. At least Qatar scored. Zebev, Wales will play their best game against England too. Really? So you say England might be in trouble? They will, if they lose against Wales and Iran or US win, then England will still go through as the second place in the group. Do they want that? I don't know. Tony Green, I say you get a firework too. All right, Tony Green get a fireworks for his correct prediction for the Senegal versus Qatar game. Big up to Tony Green. Fireworks, fireworks. Fireworks on screen, people. All right, Tony Green. I remember that prediction for quite vividly. People, remember the phone line is open in there. You can call in, and let your voice be heard, Come on, man. Today a weekend, Friday night. Weekends, triple treat. This is the coach's desk. Call in, people. Call in. All right. Roderick, pick up yourself, Roderick. What go on? No turkey, the man say, no. Straight chicken and goat. But you enjoy the Thanksgiving, right? Pick up yourself, Roderick. Sting Stone say, catch you hot, coach. Me not no hot. England need to catch you. Rob Smith, coach writes his prediction in pencil and ours in pen. Me can show you, Me show you the doctor writing. All who not believe. Me show you the doctor writing. See it there? Me not change my prediction. Strictly pen. See that pen? Roderick, big up yourself. Welcome to the show, Roderick. Roderick. We're not here, Roderick, people. I want to go on for Roderick.
Roderick. Sure.
Yeah, Roderick.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, man, we are here, man.
Hello?
Yeah, we are here now.
Yeah, we are. Okay, coach. Bless up. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Friday night.
Yeah.
The P is hot to the coach. The P is hot. The telephone. Last night, the coach said, yo, England is hot today.
Eh?
But know what England is all about. You see, all who have said cup and plate and pot, them are going to be coach the ball games. Switch again. It's like England group, there's going to be some twist and turn. You think America will beat Iran? Check again.
That I got tough still, Some things I got go on. It no look.
You know what you say? You say all who them a bed point, you say all Wales are turn on a piece of heat on England. Because all the while England beat Wales, When you beat a dog every day of your life and the dog turn around and bite you one time, that not show you something. We just have to play to take shame out of them, yeah.
You know.
And me can bet my last dollar coach. We now cut off Iran, now make USA not even draw with them.
Hey, before you go any further, Roderick, more you tell me what you call it turkey yesterday. Me can't remember the name.
Gobble coach.
Huh?
Anybody who live in America know the name, the turkey name Gobble.
Gobble.
Yeah, Gobble. Yeah, man, a big bird look like Junker, man.
Yeah,
You put
man.
the oven from morning and make it roast or your oven make it whatever, jerk it, deep fried. But one big bird, man, bird big.
Yes,
Bird big, man.
You know, I
Anybody
eat
live
the
in America can
gobble.
tell you. No, coach, I can't stomach it, brother. No people like that looking at them soup and them stewed peas and them eat the wing and the leg and the breast and can't eat.
Okay.
We just can't stomach it.
All right, back to the football. No gobble.
Fish.
Yeah.
Yes, coach. The ball game take a twist for the better. Not for the worse. Yeah, man. Me talk it like it is.
So things get more interesting now.
Oh, yes, coach. Like, you know, see, the Netherlands almost fell upon them feet today. You know, see, Ecuador, GR corner, and I say, yeah, brother, we can do this out, you know. The better one, them almost get whooped up.
Valencia go on a bag of things, man. Hey, that man here come like him is a World Cup genius, you know. Look at how much World Cup it's a man has scored now. How much World Cup in fall? And a Valencia, man.
Valencia?
Yeah, man. You see, man. I'm a carry swing, man.
In there from 2000, the 2006 World Cup. In there from when Neymar them just come out under 20. Because in there West Ham one at a time, David Moyes having one never just having on the bench and not nothing, not give no game. One and few times them give him a run and the man has left and go down in the when they are playing now, down in the Dutch league. A Dutch league in there play. Because I think him and the Canadian youth them play for the same team down in the Dutch league. The one where get injured over there. What name?
I remember
when him play on Tall Central defending midfield. I told him play for the same team. You remember what you said me?
You must say he never come in something that World Cup, you know. They never that last World Cup in a coach.
No.
Yeah, but in the 2014
let me tell you, you remember when Ryan Sterling and Ecuador played on Miami and the big fight, Ryan Sterling and youth when in Valencia, him that, you know. And top Ryan Sterling face, you know.
They remember say last night when me I tell coach say that you I go give Netherlands problem, man. Remember say I scored the 2 goals for Honduras in 2014 no. Bust up Honduras night, you know. A 4 goal the man scoring in 2014 World Cup in a coach.
Yeah.
And then him score Roland. I think him score 4 in 2014. A 4. Hold on, him score 1 in the first game. Him score
4 goal him score.
So that means
the
them not
game. Him in the World Cup from when Neymar them just come out, man.
No, a 3 score.
Last time I played.
A 3 score, man. Can score 3 in a game in this World Cup so far. He scored 3 2014. Can score in 2-1 of them in lose, and he scored the 2 for the 2-1 of they win. And then he scored the 2 in a 2 love against Qatar. And he scored the 1 other game. Yeah. I am the man. See Ecuador.
Yeah, man. Good right now, see him not lying. But me not talk to coach, I'm telling coach, yo, USA, I ain't gonna join. Because if you really check USA youth, them up play world class ball. Check the top league them. From La Liga, Bundesliga, EPL, and the what Juventus team, what the Italian league.
Syria A.
the Serie A. So the 4 top league, the man, the youth them are playing plus little MLS. So when me say US come forward today and show England say, yo, we're not the lion, but today we're not a kitten. Yeah, man, the 3 lion them come down to be the 3 kitten, brother. The man them not come nothing with that. The man them roar first off, you know. And them take them, you know what I mean? Here I go. A giant, so them all step and go on. Until them sick, them shot lucky pull us go in the school, man. Know the bar still I be related with a bounce all about the place. I know them I check it.
Oh, a Turkey Valencia there.
Yeah, Fenerbahce.
Yeah,
I might leave
in
go
that
score
Turkish
down
league.
the man. 13 goal in a 12 game.
Yeah, man, I'm a general down there, man. Turkish league for real, man.
Yeah, man, a fire, man. Come and work up on, man.
But actually, I say, Roderick, actually is saying that England has always been the kittens. So yeah, say them are lion and them are a lion, man. Them are kitten. Them are them overrated, you know. That's why a lion them call them, you know. But them in truth and in fact, them are kitten.
Actually, a real general, I know the thing.
Hey, coach, man, look for statistics, you know. 2014 was in a Valencia artist year, you know. Man scored 10 goals in a 10 appearance in Ecuador. That means every game a man go them man find back or anything. Hey, don't run put this youth there.
Yes, man.
A good baller, man.
Then you know see Valencia is much younger than him because one time a man Ryan Sterling catch up a practice match down in a MetLife Stadium that I want the Dolphins them playing, man. I fight the man them fighting a red card, the 2 man them get, man. Man, top man in them face and all them things, man. Big Miami, man. Practice match Ecuador and England practice match. Can't forget Ryan Sterling just left Liverpool too. Just left Liverpool and left on the national team. Hey man, war. And from then I watch a little youth and I say a little youth, trust me, if him come back and work up again and them got problem with him, you know, so said, so done, you know. And the man him play Brazil, you know, him and Jesus and the little one who name we play for Atletico Madrid, the midfielder, what name? Canuna, what him one name? Well, the Atletico Madrid central attacking midfielder, Brazilian youth, eh? I'm not seeing that in the on the side right now.
Who that?
Him name
Cunha.
Cunha. Him CM1. Him and Valencia fight. War. You know, one practice match when Brazil and Ecuador play. So before them going on the tour. War. Because I used to war, you know.
Yeah,
him not back down for fight, man.
Yeah, man.
Over him temper. Love war, man. Yeah, man, he made that, man. But coach, me I watch, me I listen to him, you know. I appreciate love the stream, you know.
Yeah, man.
Coach, you know, I drop a thing in there for the Christmas feast still. Nah, lie, me.
All right.
Just that on the work, right?
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Roger. You don't know.
Go Brazil. That's all me I say. Go Brazil.
Yeah, man. I mean,
say, go on, Brazil.
Brazil are go on, man.
Can we have this in the bag?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. All right. Big up project. So, CC, what go on?
There, man.
We say overrated machine rollout today and them.
But coach, last night we discussed it and I just feel like I think them could have edged it, but boy, man, them disappointing.
Welcome to the show.
Coach.
Yeah, man. What's up?
On the listeners.
Who is this now?
I thought that was Balakar.
Who?
Flavor Max this man.
Oh, Flavor Max. Big up yourself, man. What's up?
Yeah, man, but there. Well, you know, France is my team.
France are your team.
What? Yeah, man, from there on, since 1998.
Okay.
France will, there's no secret that France will.
So hold on, 98 did I support Jamaica too?
Yeah, but when Jamaica dropped out, the favorite was Brazil and France was the underdog. Because at that time France was not popular. Especially a lot of the players weren't as popular in the starting level. So everybody was saying Brazil. And I choose the underdog. And from then I've been supporting France and Arsenal ever since.
Okay.
You know. You know what I want to talk about the coach. Sometimes we hear people say that Jamaicans don't like football. You must hear that before.
Jamaicans don't like football.
Yes, I don't support football because sometimes you see the reggae boys playing and the stadium empty.
Yeah.
So the notion is that we don't love football as we think we do.
Yes.
But what the World Cup showed me is that that's a myth. We do like football and we do support football. Because when you look around and how the people galvanize with each other and support each other's team, especially Brazil. I mean, the country really love football. And my thing is, if the country so love football, why then is it difficult to get the same people to come on board and support Jamaica football? Why is it so difficult to get to sponsor football that this country loves so much? That is my question. Because all the time we hear that the JFF can't get sponsor. And it is easy to get sponsor. Why? When as long as
easy still enough, but yeah, I get to the point.
Yeah, quite easy, coach. Sponsor go wherever people are. Wherever people are, sponsors are there. And
sponsors are attracted by winners too,
Winners, but the sponsors don't. The sponsors don't care if the team really want to win.
No, caller. They care, man. All right, notice. Let me give you a case in point. If say for example, a Mona team that just start to show them facing at the Manning Cup. You think say a sponsor would I sponsor them 5 years ago? No. But because they start to win and them start to become prominent, a sponsor will jump on board. So a sponsor now go on board because you're not winning. Remember, it's about getting their brand out there, And if you're not winning, always on the TV match and them thing, them brand now go out there.
All right, so let me answer this. You think so? What has Mona win so far?
No, they might not have won a title, but they are winning games. And they kind of step up. We now win a game.
But one of the reasons why Mona is in the limelight, believe it or not, is for the same Craig Butler, because he's a personality, he's a character, and what he brings, people have, you have to admit that he's a character that people is a love-hate character, and those kind of personality sell, and it gives the buzz. That is one of the reasons why it have the buzz surrounding Mona. But I get what you're saying too.
Yeah,
but there are a lot of teams out there, man, and a lot of sports stars that they are not really doing much on the court, but they are doing a lot off the court because they have the personality and sponsor. For example, case in point, Shakara. Shakara not winning anything, but she's a personality and brands like that. So I'm saying, even though we are not winning.
Who sponsor?
And Shakara is one of the biggest Nike sponsors.
Yeah, Nike. When them sponsor? When she run with the fast time. Who came on board after that? Would a year of other sponsors come on board?
Yeah, but when you have
so they came on board because she ran fast, and then believe
what is fast?
975.
10 coach.
You mean 10-7-5, sorry.
Relative.
Huh?
That is relative. But I get what you're saying.
No, man,
I'm
it
not
can't
going against
call
your
up.
point.
Call, it can't be relative. No say that, man. It cannot be relative.
Yeah, but I can give you other example though, coach, where it has tennis players
975. Nike wouldn't go after Shaqiri if she never run 975.
10 coach.
10-7-5.
Yeah, but
Why
she
me
still
keep
don't
on?
win anything.
Yeah,
but
but
she still don't
hold
win
on,
anything
Carla.
major.
Exactly. But they gave her the contract hoping that she's gonna be winning world titles, Olympic or world champion. But that never materialized. But the contract is signed for a period of time. So them can't just take away the contract.
Good.
So.
Good, I understand that, but I can give you another example with tennis players, etc., that don't really do well on the court, but because they act a certain way, look a certain way, and carry
No,
about
you have to give me
a certain
example.
way,
Because
they have
every
a certain
example,
purpose.
you have to give me example. You can't just talk off the bat like that. You have to give me example.
Well, I can't, but I'll give you an example with the tennis player, but I can't give
No,
you
but
the
you have to
name
give
right
me
now.
name. You have to give me name. You have to give me name and example.
No.
That's how we have to get the conversation in, you know.
Yes, but in just a time, I would be able to pull up the name. But what I'm saying, coach, is not that difficult to get sponsors on board, because winning sponsor go wherever the crowd, wherever the support is, or the support are. That's where the sponsor will come in. Sponsor, yes, care about winning, but they more care about the masses. So even if we now win, if we can find a way to fill the stadium, you think the sponsor are gonna stay away if we can fill the stadium 32,000 capacity? The sponsor will be there. So I'm saying we need to get the buzz. We have to do something to get the buzz back in Jamaica football. Winning is one way to do that, but it's not the only way.
Right now, it's the way to get it back up. Trust me. What else can get the fans back to support Jamaica? Yeah, after win.
We have to win. That is one way.
So
yes,
that's the number one way. It's not the only way.
The number one way, yes.
But it is the number one way right now. Jamaican people are attracted to winning, whether we believe it or not.
And we are, yes, that's true. And we are also with social media. I believe with social media, we can. All right. I also believe that a star player or two can attract people in the stadium. Right now, we really don't have an out-and-out star player. I call in from program every day trying to sell Leon Bailey as our star player, and people kill me every day. But it is a mission I am, because I also believe that winning can get the crowd back in the stadium, and star-like players can get back the crowd in the stadium, because people used to left them here and go watch Walter Boy. Not only because we used to win, but people come out to see certain players. You know, when you look at Jamaica team, a lot of people don't even know 3 players that play for Jamaica.
Well, we make them know them still.
Yeah, well, if it wasn't for you and the other channels. But you get what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't think we are marketing the program and marketing the players enough. So it's just that I look and I observe and I say, look how Jamaicans getting on over football over the World Cup. And when Jamaica playing, you can't get 2,000 people good in the stadium. So that's just my observation so far regarding the World Cup, outside of the football itself.
Yeah. Good observation still.
Yeah. So big up on yourself.
All right, big up yourself. Fresh God is saying winning and playing good football. Don't forget that, because that's why people rate Brazil. All right, and actually say, why you think Brazil have so much new fans? Yeah, because Brazil are winner. If Jamaicans support the Reggae Boys even 1% of how they support Brazil Stadium Park. Hey, but tell you Rob Smith, me see a video, you know. I wonder if I win, Brazil win the World Cup already. One community are moving, man. Up here, yellow and blue, you see in that community, you know. No, sir.
So coach, good night, sir.
Yeah, man, big up, Qatar. Yes, Rob Smith, I know that Jamaica. Let me not say it always, man. Jamaicans are wagonists. We say it, you know.
Was the previous call brought all courtesy of Bellevue?
No, I don't know who sponsored that call, but I know that Denver and the Mango Tree are the sponsors of the World Cup show.
No, well, it looked like the caller was sponsored by Bellevue Hospital Outer East. Coach, when you win, good results put bums in the seat. That's how I know sport goes. When the team is losing, the fans stay away. And so winning and being successful is what attracts big brands and big sponsorship. Sponsors want to know that they are going to major tournaments, that they're going to be on news clips, for example, and they get more brand recognition. When Jamaica play and lose, you get all a 3-minute thing on the sports news, and I hate that. When Jamaica wins, you get all 2 or 3 different news items out of that, where you see players are wearing a jersey, you see the logos, etc. They want to talk to the players and those things. So winning is a part of it. But no man, but for Spider, well, if the Reggae Girls were losing, you would have seen how much bums were in the seat. And I'm telling you that when we were at Sabina Park, there were more bums in the seat than when the last set of Reggae Boys in a play. The last set of Reggae Boys match. You understand? But you have to compare sports. If Jamaica was losing women's football, the stadium would be empty. You can't compare women's football to men's football because women's football is not a passionate sport here in Jamaica in comparatively. Just look at when West Indies was winning. You couldn't find space at Sabina Park to park, much less you couldn't even, but you take a day off if you work downtown. You understand? Nowadays, if West Indies are play at Sabina Park, you could do all a run robin in front type, and people find space to park. So winning is attractive. You understand? That's just my view. But coach, I really call it up about the football and the results today. Some very interesting results. Very interesting results.
You're kidding them.
Well, you see, coach.
Stutter.
No, I stutter. I pre the game, coach. I pre the game. England have a problem.
Overrated problem.
No. I remember when the team was named, and I said Gareth Southgate, all managers have to be allowed to name the team. And I said to you that there are 2 players that Gareth Southgate left at home that I believe that he's going to come to regret. One was Ivan Toney, and the other was James Ward-Prowse. England's set pieces have been atrocious, and James Ward-Prowse is the best set piece taker in the whole of England. And they don't have a target man to hold up the play. That's a real fact. When Harry Kane that thing, but it was a good game to watch. It was a good game, very competitive game. A World Cup is where some players come to make their name, coach. And I think Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, Gladlees were holding before this. Those players really stood out in the middle of the field, and they outclassed the English midfield of Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham. My surprise is that, or maybe it's fitness or whatever, but Calvin Phillips left on the bench. Calvin Phillips left on the bench. So England lost
Phil Foden. Want to Phil Foden.
But I don't know what I'm trading about. I think England lost. They lost the plot. They expected to be up, I think, by 2 goals by 45 minutes. And when that didn't happen, things started unraveling. They went through about a 15-minute period of sustained pressure, brother. Sustained pressure. In the first half. I think it ended with the bar getting rattled and them sort of thing there. So the midfield is where the United States won the battle, really and truly. And therefore, the forward line, I'm not going to blame Sterling or Kane because they could not get any service more. In a half time,
the midfield was shut down, Cataract.
Yes, that's what I'm saying to you. Weston McKennie and Tyler Adams made their names today. And I'm saying that I can't blame Harry Kane or blame Raheem Sterling. I think Harry Kane touched the ball 4 times in the game. And each at a time, they may have to come deep and collect the ball. Right? Still a good striker, but not off the mark. So question marks will be there. I was wondering if England became afraid because I thought that one of the changes we were going to see is Trent Alexander-Arnold coming on for Saka. So somebody who could get the ball, get good balls into the box and up to the players. And I think Trent Alexander is one of the best persons to get the ball to your attacking players. So I think Gareth Southgate lack of positive in terms of trying to go win the game rather than trying just not to lose it, let England down. Round and back, then generally have the thing okay. You can't say anything. I mean, it's the midfield breaking down that allowed Stones and Slabhead to be under so much work, Jack Grealish came on, and I think he had a positive impact on the game. But by then, things were out of the house. The United States looked dangerous. Tim Weah, Pulisic. I mean, they look like every time they got onto the ball, it looked like something was going to happen.
Yeah, but their finishing let them down too, As good as US played, their finishing let them down.
This is the result they would have wanted. But
why? Why would you want that result?
Because you would get 2 points now from 2 games and go on and win the last game against Iran, which you might be expecting to win. Which you might be expecting to win. That's what I'm saying. There's no must in football. And so therefore 5 points will take you out of a group.
No, but Cataract, hold on now. You see, sometimes I don't think that was a strategy. Because if you were able to pin England against the wall like that, remember the World Cup, England doesn't have a good World Cup record against United States,
Coach, they played 2 games against them. One in 1950 and one was in 2010.
No record that. I will behave, man. And it indicated that the record makes sense because they did not pull off that victory over US today. Right? So US wouldn't want to take that risk. I think they would have wanted to beat England to be in a more comfortable situation going up against Iran because Iran beat them at World Cup. So everything has to be taken into consideration, It's not just like, you set it that way to beat Iran or get a good result against Iran. Iran is a tough team. Iran has more points than you. So they will more settle for a goalless draw or a draw in that final game.
So, here my thing now. Someone asked me if that's my assessment. My assessment was quality attackers were left out because England were trying not to lose the game rather than trying to win the game. And the United States have their technical ability. They have youth on their side and they ran and ran and ran at them. And they came with a game plan and it worked. And the key to the result was the midfield battle.
Mm-hmm.
Big man thing. So I'm not going to talk about Reggae Boys as yet, Rob Smith. I'm going to talk about Leeds United. So big up the Leeds United midfielder, Tyler Adams, and Weston McKennie. The question though we have to ask coach is this is a USA side that we barring a false disallowed goal would have beaten in the stadium. So every time I watch a match, we just have some regrets and hurt. Because this is a USA side that our Reggae Boys, with a disallowed Damian Lowe header, would have beaten. So we could have gone to the World Cup and held our own if it wasn't for this damn right player rubbish. So that was my assessment of that game.
Hold on. Let me check that comment from Greg Doe saying the game was a good test for England early in the tournament. This showed their defense can stand up to pressure. I beg to differ. England have a good squad with some creative players. They can win the World Cup. Of course they can, but I don't agree with you on standing up to pressure because the US team lacked that creativity up front that would have pulled that England defense apart and get the ball in the back of the net.
I don't think they lack creativity. They lack a proven striker, a proven goal scorer.
They lacked creativity up front. Nobody was there to take on those players. Nobody was there to unlock that defense.
So what was Tim doing?
So they weren't good in the final third. So they lacked creativity up front. The midfield was the engine.
Yes.
And the defense stood firm as well. So they were able to overload. They were able to counter press. They were able to press and get back the ball from an England team.
Walter Zimmerman played well. He handled Harry Kane.
So back to what you were saying, Qatar, that US want to be in this position. I'm
not saying nobody wants to be in a position where you draw a match. I'm saying that they would have taken this result,
mm-hmm.
and that's the result that they would have been looking for to draw.
No, they wouldn't be looking for. Remember, England is above them, you know. That's why I said that, you know.
What?
Going to play Iran in that last game, Iran has 3 points. They would have been on 2. Iran scored 2 goals, and they are consistent in scoring 2 goals per game. So that is something that the US has to look and take into consideration in playing this Iran team. It's not gonna be just like that.
I didn't watch the Iran game. I mean, we can't watch every single game. I never watched the Iran game. So I can't break it down. I watched the Ecuador game, which kept me for 90 minutes, even though I'm not, I don't know either team, but it was a really good game, the Ecuador game. The Ecuador team, I think, I'm going to tell you, that's possibly the dark horse team. They've been to several World Cups. I think it's 5 in a row. You understand? So,
who Qatar won 5 World Cup in a row?
Ecuador.
No, sir. Ecuador never got
how much World Cups Ecuador have been to? 5.
Not in a row.
Not in a row.
They've been to 5 World Cups. They have been to 5 World Cups. So it's a team with some pedigree. The striker is the leading goal scorer in Turkey. And coach, you remember when I spoke to you yesterday, I told you about this Turkish league. And the players from the Turkish league, the number of players from the Turkish league who are at the World Cup and are doing well. So, again, another place where our players can try to look to
No, but what Cataract, you remember the night when I had the question, when I was saying that, when I asked the question, when I'm
well, but as I said to you, sir, I pointed out, coach, you recall, and you were on the CC. I said that our footballers need to try and break into some of these second tier leagues like Turkey, Belgium, because even Holland maybe, but you know, players from there seem to be developing well. Portugal, although Portuguese league, I don't think is a second tier league. Porto and Sporting, they always seem to make the knockout. You know? So we'll see.
But remember in a Cataract, I was saying, I remember one night we were having the conversation and I was asking, is it not better if we try, some of the players try to make the Turkish Super League, as opposed to even playing even in the championship? Because like, you know, everybody have them art set on going to England. So I say, rather than trying to be playing in the championship, which the championship teams don't play Champions League, go play at the Turkish League, where you are going to play against team that plays Champions League, or you're probably in a team that possibly play in the Europa League. And then people were saying, Turkish League is not this. And I'm like, the Turkish League is a league that qualifies for the Champions League and also for the Europa League. And you're telling me that it is not good enough for players to go there? You rather the player try to find his way in a championship?
Well, I don't think that's what I can't recall, but I don't think that's what people were challenging. Every single country has a team that goes to the Champions League and goes to the Europa League.
No, what I was saying.
However, hold on. However, the Turkish league have teams that generally make it out of the group stage. They make it out of the knockout phase, but they make it out of the group stage. Your Fenerbahce, Galatasaray, Besiktas.
Yeah,
right?
but that is what I was saying. I was saying, Turkish league.
They do pay very good money down in Turkey, but it's a hard place to go live.
Yeah, but
and I'm saying the place to go live though.
What I say is Turkey League is the number one league. So the Turkey Super League is the number one league in Turkey, right?
Yes.
So if you had the opportunity to play in the number one league in Turkey rather than playing the second league in England, which one would you rather? But when you listen to you listen the narrative behind a lot of things, some persons would rather to go into even the third division in England than to play in the first division in Turkey. And I think that is kind of the mindset behind a lot of the some of the reason why some players don't move or something. The Turkish league to me is a viable option for a lot of the young Jamaican players. All right, look at it like this, Cataract. There is 5 other leagues after the top 5 league, right? After you have the EPL, La Liga, Bundesliga, Liga, Serie A, there is the Portuguese league, there is the Turkish league, there is the Dutch league, that is the Eredivisie.
Yeah.
That's what 3. There is the.
But we have to argue the Portuguese league, the Turkish league, the Dutch league, they are pretty much on the same level.
Yeah.
If you look at teams that go into the group stage of the Champions League, right? Make it through the knockout phases. And the number of teams. Devon, you forgot Besiktas.
Yeah, Besiktas. Yeah.
Right? But the issue is, that in those leagues they pay well, Because if you look at some of the big superstars that have gone there, it is just that it's a very heavy Muslim country, with the laws and such, and it's kind of difficult to live in. And what I would say about our players, you can't just go a Turkey league and them man and take up scrubs. Then look at the kind of Brazilian players and those people who went and played there. Right? Even if you look at Andre Gray, who's gone to where? He gone to Greece.
Yeah, I think so.
The Greek league, AEK Athens, is always there and thereabouts, you know. They don't really make it out, but they're in a thing, you know. So I think Ecuador did very well today, and they were entertaining to watch. Players who I think whose stocks have risen, obviously Enor Valencia, but Moses Cancel, that's his correct pronunciation name. The youth from Brighton. He's a real general in the midfield. And they have the left back and the right back. For both the left back and the right back are very good players. And the defense is generally stingy. You know what I mean? Caicedo. Thank you, Fresh God. Moses Caicedo. So those are teams to watch, but it is an interesting, you know, very interesting turn this on. We have to see how this thing pan out. But those are the two games I saw. Very good games to watch. I don't think Holland is going to go far in the World Cup again. Another team struggling with not having a out and out number 9 top goal scorer. And clearly something is up with Memphis Depay, who is being left on the bench and not starting.
I think he started the first game.
No, man.
No, man.
Come on for the first game.
Come on, yeah, true.
Yeah.
I mean,
Stephen Bordwine and who's from Tottenham and Gecko start up front.
Gakpo, yeah.
But those are two wide men. They're not really strikers.
Yeah, but let me tell you, but I realize that they're trying to. That's something I understand. I think there's two things in a football that I think they're phasing out, and it is affecting a lot of the teams: the number 9 and the number 10.
What are they phasing them out?
Huh?
What are you talking about?
I'm saying to you that if you realize a lot of teams, you see the traditional number 9, back to goal striker and those things. You don't see a lot of teams possessing that type of striker. And if you're not possessing that type of striker, it means that they're not trying to develop that type of player.
No, it means that type of player is harder and harder to come by.
Are they not? But cataracts. So are you trying to say that they're not trying to actively develop those type of players?
Brother. So what is Benzema? And
no, but Benzema is like 35, 30. Benzema is coming from a place.
I don't like saying just a come.
I'm saying in this era, you only can find like a Erling Haaland.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look from Erling Haaland, how else you have?
Yeah, where Chris has said system footballer kill the traditional 9 and the number 10.
And if you believe that.
And I don't people think Brazil have one you. I look at 16-year-old named Henrik. Henrik seem like to me I gotta be more of a Henrik look like he might come out and more of a Jesus or Firmino role. Mold. Even Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus is probably 25. Don't coach. Round about that age.
Yeah.
And Gabriel Jesus is not a traditional 9.
No, but you have different types of number 9s. Right?
Yeah.
But different types of number 9s. So don't get it confused. You have a big battering ram.
Well, Rich Poe is in the building, you know. Rich Poe. Why you tell the man them how long me I tell us that England not good. And you always a challenge me. So when me say England is overrated in the title, people are say Ray. And a long time I say England no good.
Coach, I think England. I think injuries really shocked the English. The English really.
Injuries
Because
do what?
hold on, because if believe you me, if Kyle Walker and what our other next right back name, Reece James, were fit, Luke Shaw is really battling. Is not a fully fit player, you know. So, but everybody have injuries. So let me not just say that. Everybody have injuries. You mean if we were in Group B with no, you'd have to look at Costa Rica, you know, because we would have gone there in Costa Rica's place. So would we have got a 7-0 shellacking from Spain? That's the question. So a lot of things was the coach, a lot of things. But Gareth Southgate, brother,
As what other people are saying, he probably needs to go.
if he matter I go tweet right now, I tell you,
I don't want to know about that still.
It better have a good pension plan. If him touch back down at England and reach the semi-final, it's not gonna nice.
I don't think Shaw play bad still, you know.
No, but he played with it himself. He's a good left back. He's a good left back. So those are two games I saw. So those are the only two I can comment on. I can't comment on the other games.
All right, see, Duckland agree with me there. England no good, simple. With the talent available to Jamaica and the fact that the three host countries are not qualifying, Jamaica should be in the 2026 World Cup. Good organization. What a man love that boat, man. Cataract, man, them are wired in the comment section, you know.
Coach, I was trying not to use strong language. To say that Gareth Southgate right now have diarrhea. I mess up himself. Because the result there. Admit that England not ready. Oh, England is as ready as England can be. They are the finalists from the Euro 2000 just months ago. The Euro 2022. So how they not ready? I'm saying to you, the remember, coach, I wasn't jumping up on a big bandwagon when I saw the 5-2, you know, coach. Remember that? Right?
Which 5-2 is 6-2.
6-2. 6-2.
I was one of them too. I
never comment no holy Bible. I said to you, you have to bear in mind the opponent before you get ahead of yourself. So, you know what I mean?
All right, so we can get this result now go work. All right, let us jump into the prediction. CC, a matter of fact, let me see people who joining us in the prediction. Because you have sometimes when people start and we don't see them finish, you know.
Yeah.
You know, actually, CC, Cataract, we need two more people, one more person. One more person. So CC, I'll kick it off with you. Tunisia versus Australia. How would this one go? Oh, Davian Sema coming out. Davian.
We have Tunisia winning their first game. But it's going to be one of them dogfight games where Australia go I don't think they can get something out of it. But I have Tunisia 3-1.
3-1.
Mm-hmm.
That's I.
Qatar, what you say?
I draw, coach.
Davian say 1-1.
I say a nil or draw.
But coach, I'm gonna show you something. As I say, I don't have a prediction now. Everybody are gonna say, is me tell you say I'm either going to be a madman or a genius. But you understand? But the Tunisia game, to me, I gonna set up the group. Because my other prediction, I gonna blow everybody out of the water. But Tunisia, I have Tunisia win that game this time. Might not get the exact score, but I'm sure some might get the victory.
Remember say that at Qatar with you though. Remember good no man.
Over Senegal,
good.
yeah man.
Remember good no man.
Did they have Qatar win, coach?
What you mean?
Yeah man, 2-0 over Senegal.
Alright.
Yeah, actually alone get the rag, you know. Actually say 0-0 and you say 2-0.
What?
Coach, sometimes you have to have them things. Remember, say me have Canada beat Belgium, but it's like Canada get away. But I don't know it go.
Nil or draw, coach. And they say badness there.
So
Taking them on
every
them
day,
score.
every day you know one nil.
Taking them on them score, coach. Only but people like get score.
Another game I go be 0-0. Me I say 1-0.
Coach, nil done as of tomorrow.
Me I say 1-0.
After Sunday game, it plays
Yeah,
as a
coach, enough man, you know, make sure you get a whole heap of man prediction in a car. When they show their face.
No man, me have space for 4.
That's
Four
space
prediction.
for 4.
Based on our book set. Actually, Cataract, CC, and Davian.
Okay, no problem.
We have people still are recording at the comment section, you know. And me kind of have one elephant brain. Me remember some of my prediction there.
So, big up Christopher Wright, big up Daddy Gates, big up Cramps.
Fresh God.
Rob Smith, Fresh God.
Yeah, man.
Tony the Chillinger. Next game, coach.
And Christopher Wright is saying 2-1 to Australia go lose. All right, Poland versus Saudi Arabia. This game is gonna be exciting. A whole lot of people are gonna jump on it. It's something there, you know.
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia wagon, you know.
Right now, I feel like Saudi Arabia smell blood, you know.
1-1 draw, coach.
Cataract 1-1.
Listen, right now, as far as I see it, Poland look underwhelming. I mean, I say Lewandowski and Zielinski, for some reason, me not understand how Poland keeps going to these championships, but they just look poor.
I mean, I understand how they go to the championship. They qualify.
Yeah,
that's not
Europe easy to qualify from.
Yeah, like come here, see you the man them not qualify, but they look poor. So right now, I can tell you, say me have Saudi Arabia winning this zone and busting up Poland 2-0. Saudi Arabia qualifying for the next round.
So let's say God help you, coach.
A 2-1 may I go for CC.
Poland, who?
They have the same result, exact result as they did in the first game.
No, say it clearly, coach.
Poland 1, Saudi 2.
Okay, sir. Good. Coach, Poland has, when they qualify, they have a spine. They have a keeper, a decent CDM, and a top striker. You understand? And you have those basic pieces that can build around them. So
then touch against Tunisia.
You understand? So we'll see tomorrow the next day.
Sure.
Yeah, man.
But me think Camel man them are gonna go on with it.
Camel man, the Rolls Rice.
Yeah, man. The Rolls Rice them are gonna roll out tomorrow.
How's phone a ring?
My house phone. You know we have.
All right. France versus Denmark. Me thinks that a match are gonna be 0-0, but me not give me prediction yet.
This is it. I have Denmark. Christian Eriksen. You hear that? You remember one time when they have Sonny Eriksson? That Christian Eriksen tomorrow.
So France, Denmark will win?
Will be losing for the third time to Denmark. Drum roll, coach. After tomorrow, France will be having 3 points. Denmark, 3 points. Tunisia, 4 points. No, 4 points Denmark, 4 points Tunisia. 3 points France. France looked brilliant in the first game, you know. I will not take that away. But I have Denmark 2-1. Give me Denmark. Denmark find out how to play France. Believe me.
Coach. Coach.
Yeah.
I have a dance to go David. So let me just give my prediction quick and fast. France 2, Denmark 1.
France 2, Denmark what?
Yes. What's the next game, coach?
Hold on, France 2, Denmark what?
Denmark 1, yes. France winning.
Actually, say what? 3-2 Denmark. What?
Give me the next game, coach. Let me just see.
Argentina, Mexico.
Da-da-dee-da-da-dam. Aye, sir. Trouble there, coach. 2-0, Argentina.
Okay.
Respect all them on them. Saying, big up there themselves.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Keter.
Big up.
All right. Reese the boss is here. Oh, me never had him now. Rich Poor. So, Anila, me I go for France Denmark game still.
I feel like, coach, I tell you, say that game there. I thought it'd be nailing like the proverbial nail in the coffin. Is it that? That's the word, Rich Paul?
Yes, but for who? Whose nail is going in whose coffin?
France,
I know.
Denmark. Remember me, say so. CC and coach's desk. Say France tomorrow. I was hey, man, I tell you this: the French, I be of course the French, but see one of them coming in France beside France. One. Tell you, Denmark has figured out a way to play France. France is not coming out of that game with a victory.
They're coming out of the group, but not coming out of this game with a victory.
And then I say Rich Paul.
Yeah.
I want to game them when I World Cup. And then win it already.
Lord have mercy. Interesting. You believe them going to top the group?
Or am I going to top the group when them lose to this team tomorrow? They're on 3 points. The next 2 teams are going to have 4 points. And France are going to play Tunisia, which them have to win. Because Tunisia are going to need that draw. So you know that the ball game they got tough. And then you are going to have the other team that only needs a draw too.
What are you saying, CC? You've whetted my appetite. What are you saying regarding France's prospects in this World Cup?
I am saying it is going down to the last game.
Last game of the group?
Last game of the group. When everybody play at the same time.
And what do you think is going to happen? Speculating. What do you think is going to happen?
I'm not jumping the gun. The proverbial gun.
Hey, CC, it's very interesting, because, look, I didn't know what you were going to
Travis,
say.
I said 2-1 for Denmark too,
2-1 for Denmark. Very, very interesting.
Listen,
look here.
I watched Denmark play France, home and away in the Nations League.
Yeah.
And a 2 beat Denmark, give them home and away in the Nations League.
They know how to play France. They do know how to play France. There's no doubt about it.
How to play France.
No doubt about that. That is true. That is true. Jersey Boy says the same thing.
France is a big team. I think that what is saving France now, because I thought that it seems to me that they got their all in-camp behind the scenes thing fixed up and stuff, so they're not having any trouble in the camp. But for some reason, I just feel like Denmark being in this group is kind of a spoke in the wheel. in its bracket. Because Denmark is a team that has given them trouble in recent time. The World Cup is a different story, you know, because we can always say. I don't know if Denmark has ever faced them in the World Cup, but I tell you, say, it is something that probably a lot of persons are going to say because me a Brazilian and Ray, but as I said before, my honest opinion, and coach know this from time, because a long time I said, I either said, me have to go down, double down and stuff. Someone that changed and said, no man, that France team, let me see. I thought they looked good, but you see the early part when time Australia stunned them, Australia just never had the quality. I think Denmark has players who can hold the ball, who can carry the ball, and who can make a pass. If Denmark comes out the block and scores on them early, Denmark can hold up the ball. So, and then the more the game goes down into certain time, the more the games get frantic. Because as I said before, what a lot of persons not looking at coach, and I said it last night when I was saying that based on what happens in the Wales game, you will likely pivot off of that result into the USA game. And you realize that Wales lost, Iran won. Then USA found themselves in a position where they could not lose. So the result is there to tell. So I'm saying to you that the first game will be Tunisia, and then the third game will be France. So Tunisia and France who are in the same group, whatever the result is in Tunisia's game, which I think Tunisia will win that match, it will be, as much as France is on 3 points, it still puts pressure on France to win the game against Denmark and go through the group with little hassle.
I'm gonna suggest that, and we're speculating, looking forward to a very interesting game ahead. But I think that France have the potential, the mindset, and the technical ability to get the job done and overcome recent history. Remember, you said Denmark have dealt with France before in the Nations Cup. Quite conceivable that France would have learned lessons, and they themselves will have know how to try and approach the game. I think they've got scores to settle, and they're on a mission. They're the reigning world champions. This won't be a gimme for Denmark to just come out and win. That would be blood in the water. Remember, I'm a big Brazil fan, just like you are a big Brazil fan, and driving for that. France is a dangerous team, and I think that they can deal with Denmark. Denmark not impressed me too much. We'll see.
Listen, Rich Paul, what I say, Denmark not impressed me too much, but when I say this, a lot of persons are saying France is a different country at the World Cup. It's not like France has been uber successful at the World Cup. France has been a yo-yo team. Yes, they have done well, but them win group stage. Them go final group stage. Then they come back quarterfinal, then they win. So it's not necessarily that it has been smooth sailing and on your way. You understand? It's not
Listen,
like...
CC has a point, you know, because overall meeting 8 wins for France, 2 draws. Denmark have 6 wins. However, it's a different thing in the World Cup. France and Denmark won 1 game against each other, alongside a draw in the FIFA 2018 edition played in Russia. The recent record favors Denmark, who won the 2 matches played between the nations in current year. So the World Cup thing look even, Steven. So it can be basically be anybody game.
Overall record, France is edging them.
France is edging
them. At the World Cup, it is even. And in the recent time, Denmark has had the favor.
Denmark has had the upper hand.
So when you put all of that together, it's just an analysis. All right. Put it like this, coach. I am just making my fear analytical try something the breakdown of the game, what I think can happen in the game. This is not a knock on France. France has a super squad. Super squad. So this is not to put down France's team. But when you put all the data together, that is how we as analysts and stuff trying to get to a result. That's how we can do it. At the end of the day, the result can be different on the pitch because it's on the pitch. We're not even going to look at the paper. France France team is better
And a
than
better team on paper.
on paper. But the game is played on the pitch. And the results have favored Denmark recently. And history has shown that they have been even Stevens. So on any given day, Denmark can come out on top. And any given day, France can come out on top. So
I hear you loud
and
I hear you loud and clear, and I love that's why I'm joining the show tonight for check on and see what go on and reason things out. No, rewind and just update me on your perceptions of England. You seem to be very magnanimous. You're taking it easy and giving analytical data as to why we should big up Denmark against France and to give France their due respect. Why are we being necessarily so harsh on England? Are we overdoing it? You can't beat a team 5-2, 6-2 every game. They've drawn 0-0. They're in pole position to top Group B. What are we beating England for? We say England not ready, England not good. Can we bring a little nuance to the party?
Yeah, Rich Paul.
All right.
Rich
You see,
Paul.
Rob, hold on there. See, Rob Smith make a talk, say, the games are not played in the history book. Well, it was in the history books today, or last night when I read the history books, and it told us that England has never beat the United States in a World Cup game.
Correct.
And some prediction where Travis has said 5-0 and them nil and them how much they were US are gonna get. It never happened today.
Never materialized. That not materialized.
So Rob Smith, I have learned this over the years now. That's why you think say me afraid of France team when if Brazil are gonna play them. Because France team have the history against Brazil in a World Cup. So me fear them. Me not fear nobody else.
And you respect them.
I respect them because of what the history.
Real
History
talk.
prove work in our sports. Don't take it for granted.
Yeah,
1986, them take care of us. 1998, 2006.
Worst of a team go
3.
behind.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Worst of a team go behind because guess
sports
what?
Analyst.
In the fans, them mind. The fans, them must say, I wonder if this is 98 all over again. This is 2006. So the fans, them start feel the tension. The players, them start feel the tension from the fans, them in the crowd. So you realize, say, yo, as I said, but let's get to Rich Paul's statement, England. Rich Paul, if you have people in England
overrated.
Talking about Mason
England
Mount,
no good.
Mason Mount over Neymar, you have to beat them. Who is Mason Mount? What Mason Mount doing in football? Mason Mount is Chelsea's player. I tell you,
I said Neymar can't make the England team.
I'm not going to say Neymar can't make
Listen
England.
me, Neymar they overrated.
God, man. That means that when you make them talk, you're supposed to run over.
They're supposed to run over USA.
You can't do them thing. You can't make them talk a Rich Paul and then me see you come out and you look so flat.
And a wobble CC. Them a wobble.
You have an attacking fullback in the likes of Trent Alexander-Arnold.
I forgot he was in the England squad. I literally forgot he was in the England squad. He's gathering dust.
Listen, you have an attacking striker, attacking wing back in Trent Alexander-Arnold who can cross the ball. Harry Kane has not found his feet in this World Cup. Harry Kane, to me, is a traditional number 9. However, he can play in the hole, but he's a traditional number 9, meaning that like he can be the target man up top. If you have a outlet as a Trent Alexander-Arnold bombing down the flank so he can get ball in, because I realize that England is losing the midfield battle. Maybe that is why they brought on Henderson. But if you brought Henderson on the pitch, you're telling me that you're going for the draw. Because Henderson is not going to give you that impetus going forward. But there's 4 things, Rich Paul. That's why I'm going to tell you, football, I think these 4 managers kind of change the philosophy in terms of how you play football. But then it's the players at your disposal that will allow you, or the personnel at your disposal that will allow you to play some kind of this form of football. Jose Mourinho's type of football has been the most popular playing style. You know why? Rich Paul?
Go ahead, speak.
I'm saying Jose's playing style has been the most dominant playing style, or most popular. Can you tell me why?
I can speculate. Mourinho, he understands that defense is very important, and if you have a strong defense and don't concede, then you have every chance of winning the game if you
All right,
outscore your rival even
let's
by
look at
one
it
goal.
like this now. It is that I think a lot of persons never adjusted. In the base of English football has been the Mourinho style of playing. However, Mourinho style of playing is basically based to the personality of England has the personnel to go with a Pep style of playing. Because you have Pep style of playing is like tiki-taka, pass, movement, right? Mourinho style of playing is defensive approach, base midfield, which is you have two defensive midfielder, you have a 3-man midfield in front of it, which takes care of the creation, and then you have a target man up front, right? The Pep style, which is tiki-taka movement, you have the striker up front, and then you have the false 9 up front with the 2 wing forwards coming in, and then you have the 3 inside, and then you have the inverted wing backs. So I'm thinking that England has the personnel to do that. Why not adjust? If you see that the first half of the game, you are playing like 4-2-3-1, and you're playing that type of system where you're saying you have a defensive block where you have the 2 defensive midfielder. Why not sacrifice a defensive midfielder in probably the form of a Declan Rice for a Phil Foden? Because you have Jude Bellingham who can play the position.
Put a pin in it right there. Put a pin in it right there, CC. You can continue if you want, but I'm aware of the viewers and subscribers. They will appreciate the tactical insights that you're offering, but we want to deal with the debates and the reasoning and even the bag of drama and dealing with the hypocrisy and the hype. I'm attacking the hype right about now. Coach's desk, sit down there, but don't keep quiet on this. CC, viewers and subscribers, I'm telling you right about now. England have the personnel to get the job done and to produce football that you will say England ready as opposed to England already. We are, when it comes to the low and long and short of it, attacking Gareth Southgate and managers who have the handbrake on and are playing safety first rather than letting the likes of Jude Bellingham and the likes of Phil Foden get free to do them things. Saka about. Trent Alexander is about. We have England have the personnel to play football, big time football, and shake up a bag of teams and a bag of fans out there. We know this and we are alluding to this. So when we say England not ready, are we saying it's the coach and the philosophy that is holding England back? That is a different argument.
So now you met them already? I'm not good.
That's what I say. Nuances. So let us be clear when we're on these platforms, rather than saying England not good, England not ready. What does that mean? Does that mean England doesn't have the talent? England does not have the style and pattern, the style and flavor? Or if it's the coach? So we want to make that crystal clear.
Hey, Rich Pop, I never say I go south to Jamaica, but here we go.
Yeah. Remember, I up them living now.
Right. I mean, no, we're going up here. I mean, no, we're going to a degree in Jamaica.
But your people, them up there still, you know, they like to talk up the England team, you know.
Too much.
Like say them are best in the world, you know. And don't.
That's why I don't support it.
So
that's why I don't support it.
Them always are gonna get beaten, you know. And about it is coming home, you know. He now come home, you know. I don't like say it their home. He come home. Hey, listen, you know.
He now come home. Yo, but Rich Paul, what I'm trying to say is this, right? 4 managers adjusted and changed it. Remember, you know, English Premier League used to be 4-4-2 with the first striker and the second striker coming in, you know. That is what Alex Ferguson made the league into, you know. So you'd have like a Cantona playing second striker, or you'd have like Andy Cole, or you'd have like Teddy Sheringham and Dwight York. So it used to be like this 2 striker and 1 drop, like you'd have the second striker and the 1 up top. So 4-4-2. Then Arsene Wenger come and say 4-4-2, then 4-4-3 hybrid. Then you have Mourinho, as I said, defensive style, which enough team latch on to it, because with Mourinho's style, you can have a weak team with lesser quality players and achieve some semblance of success. Meaning that you can use that style and stay up in the Premier League, right? So you realize a lot of teams will do that. Then you have Jurgen Klopp come with them jigging pressing. We have him second strike, second forward, backing up the number 9, which is not a traditional number 9, and then you have the third striker, who would be Sadio Mane, used to be Sadio Mane, who would be a third striker, but also a fourth midfielder. You understand, Rich Paul? So, me, I say, with the personnel at Gareth Southgate disposal, Gareth Southgate is not a tactician. And it's going to take a tactical coach to get what England require in order to go far and probably win.
Thank you very much.
It's not a tactical
not a tactician.
I agree. And today's game highlighted. Go on.
You see the change that he made with Henderson today and what's his name? Jack Grealish.
Yeah.
It paid off a little bit still, you know. Because Henderson was able to disrupt the whole midfield stronghold that USA got. And Jack Grealish was able to weave some footwork magic up front. And they had a little spell there. But it wasn't sustained for long. US just returned with the counter press again and the high press. And it just tear them apart again. And it's like they don't know what to do again.
I'm going to show you something. Harry Kane did have an injury, don't coach. So
he was carrying something. He was carrying something, but good enough to play through the entire game.
Hurricane. This is the brave thing when I think them now go on do. In the game, when they put on Henderson, right? You want to put on Henderson to kind of show up your midfield. But you see, when they put on Jack Grealish, I take out Hurricane and I put on Phil Foden. And I make Phil Foden play false 9 and rotate.
Put on Phil Foden, so what happened to Callum Wilson? What happened to Callum Wilson? You know, put him on.
I'm saying to you that if it's either you're trying to go direct or you are going to play with a rotating front three. So USA don't necessarily have a striker to mark.
Listen, it's very difficult to go and suddenly play a game that you're not necessarily used to. When you're talking about Callum Wilson in rude form, know how to find the back of the net, are you telling me that a bag of people would say bring on a Phil Foden to be a false 9 and operate as a potential striking option as opposed to a Callum Wilson at Newcastle? You see how difficult a manager's role is?
Put on Callum Wilson then. But
that may I say that's an option.
But, if you take off Hurricane and put on Callum Wilson, you go to a 4-4-2 diamond and put on Phil Foden. Make Phil Foden play the second striker and Callum Wilson play up front, further up the pitch.
I don't have any problem with that. I mean, right now, the word on the street, no, and it will be gathering momentum. There's two things that's going on over here. That people are aware. It's a balancing act. People are aware. Gary Neville, Rio Ferdinand, all these ex-players and these pundits, they're aware that Gareth Southgate's record of reaching the European Championship final, of reaching the semi-finals 4 years ago, shows that records-wise, his record stands up with the very best of the previous England managers. They also are aware that England have the potential and the ability and the personnel, as you have recognized, to do damage. I think at international level, the thing is, if you go boldly out in international football, it's a knockout phase eventually, and you either win or you lose. Trent Alexander, very good attacking option. If you put him on, you saw what happened against Real Madrid. If you put him into a game and he's bombing down the left and throwing in the crosses, and suddenly against a higher caliber of opponent, suddenly you have a technically gifted opponent and expose his defensive frailties and lapses and shortcomings, and England lose a game 2-1 or 2-0, the spotlight will be cast immediately on the weak link.
So then, Rich Paul,
it's a very, very precarious thing, you know. It's a pies and chalice thing that, you know.
Rich Paul, you're not the man for the job then, Rich Paul.
Oh, you mean?
So you think you're coming at this job if you coach for the next 40 years? You're coming there for win the tournament. So
can you win? Hold on. Wait, are we already said? You can win a tournament with a poor defensive left back.
Let me ask
you. Is that what you're telling me?
Hold on,
let's reason this thing out.
Listen, Rich Paul. Let me ask you.
Come in.
Roberto Carlos.
Go ahead.
For as good as an attacking wing back he was, Was Roberto Carlos really a big defender?
Yes.
In your opinion? Carlos, you know who was the big defender?
Who?
Out of the two wing back that Brazil had, you know who was the defender? Cafu was the defender. Roberto Carlos, in my opinion, is 90% attacker and 10% defender.
You've got that wrong, in my opinion. We might agree to disagree. You've got that wrong. Let me tell you something. If Roberto Carlos did not have the capability of defending, and if you want to find out if he can defend, check out 2002 when they won the World Cup.
Listen,
check out 2002. Check out when England meet a 10-man Brazilian team, and you tell me Roberto Carlos is not capable of being a defender. Trust me on this.
Rich Paul, remember 2006 in the same something the France game? I will get caught out.
Give me a second, the CC and Reason Boss. We have the famous, the man who is excited right now about his team in the Premier League leading. The man, Stan Cranky.
Yes, Cranky. I hear the leader. I hear the word lead in the Premier League. Crank, good evening.
Good evening, Richard. How you doing? Good evening.
I'm well. Good to hear you. Good to hear you. Yes, a good introduction, Coach Minzy. A good introduction. And don't be jealous. I hear jealousy in your voice. Stan, speak up and come in, sir.
If me did jealous, would you say it, you know?
No.
You have to say it. You don't have no alternative to say it. It's smacking in front of your face. Martinelli, Jesus, a bag of people are representing Arsenal. You cannot say anything but it's smack in front of your face. Stan, have your say, sir.
Yeah, we're gonna get Ronaldo. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pursue Ronaldo. since he decided to move away from Man U. I'm just kidding though. Now I sort of type in on the conversation. I hear CC making suggestion about playing Foden in false nine, all sort of stuff. And I'm listening to a lot of different programs, and I hear in England everyone blaming Sterling and Saka, to a less extent Mount. No one has mentioned Harry Kane. I know the theory is going to be that Kane hasn't gotten service, but he's played 2 games so far and he hasn't showed up. And he got a good chance today and he hit the back of the net. So I think there's blame to go around. So he gets a lot of the blame. I would say that I'm going to give a lot of credit to the USA because I think I love how they. And the problem was for USA today, for England was USA dominated the midfield. So then you couldn't get the ball up to the strikers and to the wingers, up to the striker and the winger, or to Mount. I still don't know how Mount survived playing the whole game when he was invisible, frankly.
Exactly.
So he must be teacher's pet. And I've said that in another program I was on, which is Mount just rejected a contract from Chelsea for £242 per week because he want to get paid like Sterling. But Mount hasn't done anything in his career. He's a good player, don't get me wrong, but he's not an exceptional player. And he gets in the England team over Foden, which makes no sense, right? Because not only Foden can keep the ball, make good decisions, but he also can put the ball in the back of the net as he's showing at Man City, unlike a Grealish, for example. So look, Southgate has a lot of people at his disposal, a lot of players at his disposal to make decisions. And it's hard when you have so many people and so many critics and so many know-it-all, including your truly, who are going to tell you how you should set up your team, how you should play your players, when you're used to them and you have made the final of the Euro and you have made a World Cup semi-final. So you're doing something right, even though everyone said you have a lucky draw. So I do think, I think England will either beat Wales or draw with them. Probably doesn't matter. They'll probably end up winning the zone because they have that 4-goal cushion against Iran. And we'll see what happens in the round of 16, which is going to get much more difficult for them. But I thought today what happened in the game was they played at the same snail pace they always played.
Yeah.
They put no pressure like Wales did in the second half against the US. Wales pressured the US in the second half. And the US had usually a lot of energy, so they struggled. They got no pressure. Look at how England played today. They played the same snail pace the entire game. The US then could conserve energy, but they weren't getting pressured or pressed. And so come second half, they had the energy to continue to play the entire game. And Burwater didn't make a change until what, the 70-something minute.
Mm-hmm.
So that means his players weren't tired. They
Yeah,
weren't getting
England
pressure,
made the
so-
first changes.
Yeah, England made the first changes. Exactly, which Southgate really overdue. But he brought on Grealish and he brought on Rashford. So I do think part of it was how well the US played, but also part of, I'm going to give them a lot of credit for that because I loved how the midfield played. And that midfield is a good midfield, right? I mean, Adams and McKinney and Musa are very good players.
Yeah.
But when you have Bellingham, Mount, and Rice, and I think Rice is also, England have a number of overrated players. Saka is overrated, Rice is overrated. I know in England, everybody thinks Saka walk on water. He doesn't. He plays for my team, he doesn't. He's a very good player, young player, gonna have a lot of potential.
Where's the Saka
But the level they're
overrated?
boosting him up saying, yes, he's overrated.
Okay.
Now, overrated doesn't mean you're not good enough, coach.
No, I know.
Overrated means at the level they put you at, at the level they
You're
put
not
you at,
reached
you're not
there
at that
yet.
level yet.
You're not reached there yet. Same thing
No,
that's
I
about
mean,
England.
There's an article in British paper saying he's in the top 5 riggers in the world.
Nah.
I don't even know what that means.
That's ludicrous.
So, yeah, I mean, his game is sort of almost one-dimensional. He gets the ball, he jockeys, he cuts his hand on his left, and he makes a pass, or he tries to shoot. He doesn't go down the wing at all, which then means you get double team, coach, because people can come over and have time because you're jockeying with the ball. And I tell people that 101 times watch him play because I watch him play every week. Very good player, very good kid, very smart kid, make very good decision. But also with Rice, people say Rice is one of the best CDMs in the world. And I'm like, what does Rice do really well? He's not athletic, doesn't pull the ball between the lines. He doesn't have speed to recover. Yes, he's good on the ball and he can make a good pass, but the criteria I used to judge players, people have different criteria. And if you look at how they're rating British players and how they're valuing them, I mean, British players, apart from Mbappe, have the highest valuation in the world, which makes no sense.
Stan,
Not
let me
because
ask
you're
you.
British, you play in the Premier League, mean that your valuation should be at a certain level. Go ahead, Richard.
Thank you, Stan. And to fellow pundits, viewers and subscribers out there, hit the like button and feel free to comment on this. 2 games played in the Group B. England 6. Get that. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Iran 2. Second game played 0-0 against a revamped, amped, and up for it United States team with history against against England, just coming out of Thanksgiving, everything to gain and much to lose. Final game, Wales, who gave America a warm time and were comprehensively defeated by Iran, who I backed to actually come out of the group with England. What do you predict the result against Wales will be? Are we, secondly, over egging and coming in with a 2-footed kind of approach, tackling wise, of the England team? I put it to you too that they could slay Wales 1-0, 2-0, 3-1, 4-1. It could be anything. They will finish top of this group, in my opinion. Be careful, because this team know what to do.
Right. I mean, Wales, if they beat England,
yes,
they have a chance. But if the US beat Iran, and if Wales doesn't beat England by 4 goals, Wales won't go through. And that's not going to happen. They're not going to beat England by 4 goals.
Exactly. Well, exactly.
They don't have the best team, you know. They have some decent players, but if you look at Ramsey's not playing well. Bailey's a shut of himself. They don't have the best teams. Actually, the U.S. gave a game against them because the U.S., first of all, the goal the U.S. gave up was because not paying attention. It was off a throw, which then got to the line, got crossed, and the guy created a penalty. If somebody's going to take a throw in deep down your own half, you got to be aware. They weren't aware. And the U.S. dominated the first half. But the U.S. is also not creating a lot of goal-scoring opportunities, which is very interesting. They're playing well.
Yes.
They're good in the middle of the park. But in the final third, you're not getting those chances.
No,
and granted, it's not how the World Cup is going for a lot of teams, actually. Yeah.
I said it earlier in a cranky that they lack creativity up front, you know. Even though they are doing well in the middle of the park and defensively, they lack creativity up front. And
so I thought today Burwater missed a trick, right? I thought he missed a trick, coach, because here's why. So the kid they play up front, who's playing in Turkey and he scored a bunch of goals in Turkey, which is a bush league, frankly. He didn't get a lot of balls to hold up play, which is why they're playing him for. They want to be physical, play against the Maguires of the world, hold the ball up to bring in the other players. That didn't happen. So I want you to put in Reina, who is very, very skillful, quick enough to create situations to put England under more pressure early in the game, then bring him on when time is almost out. I'm trying to figure that out. I don't think the center forward was even in the game to do anything, and he wasn't going deep to pick the ball up. Now he could stay deep against Maguire and Stone to keep them occupied, but he wasn't getting the ball to keep them that occupied. So I thought the creativity they were lacking, if they brought Reina in, because he's very, very skillful and he can carry the ball, that would have created more opportunity for them. But to the US, a point is a good thing, because they probably think they can beat Iran, even though Iran is showing today that they're a halfway decent team, regardless of what the outcome of the England game was. So I do think the US hasn't created a lot of goal scoring opportunity in the tournament so far, which is disappointing given how skillful some of their players are. They upright today, but the bar today, but that's about it.
Were you impressed with England defensively?
In the first half where, well, if you're playing deep, you should be okay defensively, right? Against a team that's not overly creative. So, was I impressed defensively? I don't think offensively and defensively are mutually exclusive. So if you sit back, not pressuring the other team, you should be organized like the US was, and therefore it should be hard to penetrate you, especially when you have better players. If they were pressing the US like Wales did the second half, it may have been a different game. But England played at I'm even watching the game now, and I'm watching a replay of the game while we're speaking. I mean, the game was like snail pace. You play the ball, I run to pick it up, I laid off. It wasn't the quickest game.
That's from England,
and
right?
The US showed much more creativity. England was slow and plodding.
Yeah.
The US was good to the ball quickly in the midfield. You had, Pulisic and McKinney and Adams running all over the place. You had Weah trying things out wide. But, I mean, what did Rice do? What did Bellingham do? What did Mount do? It's almost like they weren't playing. And then the ball wasn't getting to Sterling or Saka and Kane. I mean, one of the ball was playing between Maguire and Stone. That was the game.
I'm listening carefully to what you're saying.
Good.
I'm listening carefully to what you're saying.
You notice when Grealish came in, Grealish must have touched about 2 balls. And the first ball they pick up, the US stopped backing up. Backing up, which means you have to go double team him, which means somebody's going to be open to get the ball. US weren't creating mismatches because Sterling wasn't getting the ball to dribble, neither was Saka, nor were they going deep to get it and try to bring the ball up the field. So it'll be interesting to see how England plays going forward. And if he doesn't play Foden going forward, he's going to get blasted, frankly. Because I think people are losing their mind. He's playing 2 games, and Foden hasn't gotten a run yet.
Mm-hmm.
They've got to be very careful because Foden.
People are saying.
Many people have said Foden has played better in general, thus far, for Man City than representing England. Saka has played well for Arsenal and for England. Foden has not played and shone up and lit up the room for England as people would have you believe. I don't think he's the messiah for England. I think that sometimes it's about fits. Grealish and Mount fit Gareth Southwaite's team. When we talk about the Reggae Boys, it's going to be very interesting with Coach Jaime Algrimson. He's going to have to choose a squad that fits both Jamaica's style, quote unquote, of play and what he wants to get from the team. So when it comes to selecting players, will it be the most technically gifted or will it be the players who fit the role? And secondly, let us not forget, listen, is the glass half full and empty? America came full guns blasting, knowing that they had to get a result, and what they got was a 0-0 against an England team playing at snail's pace. A 0-0. England have gears in this thing. Secondly, lest we not forget, Coach Minzy, CC, Cranky, viewers and subscribers, Germany 1, Japan 2, Saudi
England
2, Argentina 1. Let's get this in perspective.
But I'm saying
to
Richard,
you,
no perspective.
Yeah, go ahead, Cici.
All right, I'm saying, Richard, no perspective is there. I will give USA credit where credit is due. However,
there's always got to be perspective.
Yeah, but all right. Let us give USA the credit where credit is due. They nullified England. However, based on what the English, you have English coaches, English media, a lot of based on the hype surrounding England and the players at their disposal. You would have expected England to perform better. Nothing is wrong with drawing with a team, you know. It's the performance.
It's the performance, yeah.
England was flat.
But well, on to the CC, let me add this. A lot of persons are talking about US had the more possession. But when they had the possession, it was in their half. They weren't threatening. Harry Kane never touch a ball in a US penalty box, you know. So people have put this possession thing in context where this game is concerned today.
But isn't it funny, Coach Minzy? What you just said is a very good point. But notice in the game, Cranky, you're watching the highlights. Keep your eye on the game. Because I don't underestimate or overestimate England sometimes. I respect Seleção. I'm a Brazil and Jamaica fan all the way. Watch this game against America. Because despite all the props and plaudits were given to the United States of America just after Thanksgiving Day, watch for the last bona fide chance in that game. I'm sure you remember it. See who gets the chance, what happens, despite being on the ropes, Muhammad Ali style against George Foreman. Is on the ropes, i.e. England, and the last crystal clear chance to win the game and take all 3 points fell to a player we have been attacking on this stream. It fell to him, and he unfortunately missed it. So it's very interesting. The margins are very fine sometimes.
So Richard, I don't know about chances. I mean, Kane got one, the header. McKinney got an easier chance than Kane's header, actually, the one he put over the bar. And Pulisic did hit the bar, right? So
he did.
The chances probably were even out. I just think the game that England played was just so slow and plodding. It's kind of hard to watch. And the US was full of energy and chasing them. And the reason why people are concerned, Richard, is because England came out, beat Iran 6-2. And if you read all the English papers, they were going to conquer the world, going to win the World Cup. It was a matter of time. They came against the US. They were flat. They were slow. They were plodding. And as people always say, a lot of people don't rate Gareth Southgate. They think the reason why England have won a tournament so far, given the players they have, is because Southgate is poor in-game management, doesn't always pick the most creative players, is very conservative in who he picks and how he plays, because he mainly plays straight at the back. And so they don't really rate him because they thought he had great draws. He did in the World Cup and even the Euro, and they played at home and didn't take advantage of it. So there's a lot of reason why some people don't support Southgate, given all the facts and circumstances. But I think he's done better than any English coach except Ramsey, who won the 66 World Cup. So he's done really well. But I think there is a view that he's not maximizing the potential of the team, and he's not playing more offensively, even though, as you know what happened, Richard, when you play offensively and you lose, then they're going to say you weren't smart enough. So he can't win as an England coach. That's how it always is.
Would you
Edison, whether you're Capello, or whoever it is. Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely. Would you play Alexander Trent? What's your take on him?
No.
Uh-oh.
Can't defend himself.
Uh-oh.
He can't defend himself. I've been saying that for a while now. And I get a hard time from the Liverpool fans. So you're going to offer a lot offensively. If I think I have a better team, now if I need a goal late in the game, maybe I bring him on. But even then, I'm going to play 3 at the back, and he's going to be a wing back versus a right back, a full back. He can't defend. I don't care what anybody says. I watch him play. I noticed this 3 years ago when they played Napoli in the Champions League, and I was like, wow, this kid is clueless. If he gets overloaded on the side, he doesn't know to call for help. And Liverpool used to protect him because they played 3 midfielders with no 10. So either Henderson was playing on the right or someone's on the right to help him out and cover for him. When he doesn't have that cover, his game is totally different. So no, I wouldn't go for Trent. I think Walker will come in, because Walker says he's been fit. He's been training for 2 weeks and he's fit. So they may bring in Walker with that speed, especially when they get to the round of 16 to play against the better wingers. They probably will have to. I don't think they can do something different what they're doing. But I think they need more creativity. Bellingham was disappointing today. In fact, shocking today. Given his reputation so far, I know he's only 19. Given what he's been playing in the Champions League, and I played the first game, everyone expected to dominate, and the only people dominating were Adams and McKinney and Musa today, because Bellingham was But I think part of it is also, Richard, is how conservative England is. So you don't want to go on a marauding run. Everyone has to stay in their position, and you're playing with, an abundance of caution, which then restrict the players who are more offensive minded in terms of how they play. So I'm looking forward to the game against Wales, and I won't be able to watch those games. I think I'm working actually, and also the Iran game, because I'm curious to see how how this group turns out. I think England will win the group actually, because I don't think Wales have enough firepower to deal with England. I think England, if they play Foden, they probably play Foden and Grealish next game actually. Sterling will eventually get benched. Saka may not get benched, but I think Sterling and Mount should get benched, frankly. You have to do something different. You can't do the same thing you've been doing. Even though it's only one game and you didn't lose, I don't think the media in England, by the way, is very influential. The media high and fire coaches, high and fire managers, pressure owners, get rid of players. The media is much more powerful than people think it is, because they create a narrative, they influence fans, they influence people in general, and they can make or break you. So it's interesting to see what the results are from this game. I'm sure the media is going to have their view, be able to influence even how Gareth operates and thinks, actually.
What kind of manager do you like?
Should be
Stan?
interesting.
Yes.
What kind of manager?
Hold on, reason boss.
Yes,
Any
sir.
final words, Cranky? Because Manning's man did want to call in,
Yeah. Okay. So let Manning's man take the floor. I'll just say this, which is, I love how the World Cup is going.
Mm-hmm.
I love to see underdogs, the Japan outcome, even though people mention Germany. Guys, I'm going to say this again. Germany should have won that game by at least 4 clear goals. It wasn't close.
Wow.
Germany missed chance after chance. Musiala, Gundogan, chance after chance after chance.
Yeah.
So when people are talking about how well Japan played, they're thinking about the second half, not the first half. But the World Cup is going well because underdogs are winning. Saudi Arabia won, Japan won, Canada should have won, US draw with England. So that's how we wanted to go. More parity, and we get to enjoy the tournament. Those are my final words, actually.
All
so
right.
Everyone take care.
Cranky, Crank, don't get too lazy though, Crank. Don't get too lazy about Canada should have won. You don't get anything. You need to earn things, and Canada performed admirably. They lacked the clinical edge, and at the highest level, there's no excuses. David, if you're good enough, convert. So we have bear that in mind.
England never lacked the clinical edge today.
Yeah, man.
They did. They did. Menzi, we are coming with them late footed. I want to get a yellow card, flash a yellow card for that.
Yellow card.
What kind of something you talk?
You are get the yellow card.
For what? I'm not talking about to the referee. I'm asking you a question.
Manning's man, I am sure, boss. Hello. Welcome to the show.
Hello. It's me.
It's you we're looking for.
The Lions No, I was wondering if the Lions in England are still sleeping, because today, the U.S. turned us 3 Lions. Meow.
The man make Richard turn off in camera.
I want to put a fire upon that. What kind of dub play that? Cataract, have a word. Have a word, Cataract. What kind of dub play man is that come with? God have mercy. Lionel Richie can sleep easy tonight.
I am sure, boss.
Yeah, I look like Jamaica, England in a same boat, brother. Coaching decisions are very suspect. Very suspect. Like
I disagree with that, man. But keep on talking. I disagree vehemently with that, but keep on talking.
Like I said, coach, even if you don't change personnel because you have a preferred personnel, you can change your system.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that fine. If a man don't want to remove Mason Mount, then play him deeper. Play him deeper and play Phil Foden. So when you took off Bellingham, put Mason Mount back down there then. If you have to play him. And then bring Hurricane and bring on somebody else, bring on Foden. But this idea, I play with 1, 6 and 2 2-10 or 2-8, whatever you want to do it. But the way that he doesn't change anything, and this is from the Euros, no matter what state of the game situation, the position England are in, he doesn't change. And this has been a constant. And then the pundits, that's how the pundits, Gary Neville and these guys, let me tell you this. If it were a foreign coach, I remember, was it Ericsson? They used to give Ericsson a hard time.
Yeah. They my baby up something there. They my baby
I guarantee Southgate. I guarantee you, if it were a foreign coach in England, he would be gone before the World Cup. And it's really proving to me that some of the selections were not his selection. They were pressure selections. You understand? The thing is, that they are going to go.
Ericsson?
Yeah.
He must Swede.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, man. Didn't he coach England?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. You're right, Mannings.
Make your point, Mannings. What are you saying? You're saying some of the selections. What you say? Go ahead.
Some of Southgate's selections, to me, were not his preferred selection. They were pressured selection.
Name names.
Right? And I see something with Jamaica. Huh?
Name names.
Like Madison. Don't think he wanted to carry Madison. That's one player that I thought he carried because of pressure. I don't think he wanted to carry Ben White. But he carried because I am saying that he could even play Ben White. Ben White and Saka have such a good combination at Arsenal. You're not getting nothing down that side for the entire game. You know, bring on somebody else and remove Trippier. It don't make any sense. But at the end of the day, what I will say is this, because I'll tell you what I learned from this. The higher the level of football your team play, or the players in your team play, is the better they are going to be. The United States struggled in the qualifiers. But you can tell, like by Tyler Adams playing consistently in England. The other guy, the wingback, Robinson, is his name? That is also at Leeds. That plays wingback at Leeds. Because of their consistent league play, Pulisic has been playing more for Chelsea. You can tell that, like, when those players walk up, you think they're scared of Trippier, who is at Newcastle? You think Dest is not afraid of any of them? Musa is not like, oh, geez, these are these guys. Musa knows soccer. When Musa was spotted by the Arsenal scout, and the scout said, they asked the scout, when you saw Musa, what? And he said all he could say is, wow. And this was when they were seeing Saka and Emil Smith Rowe. They saw Musa, and all the guy could say was, wow. Right? The point I'm making is that these American players feel like they are better than or just as good. So they went into this game and said, listen, we know these guys. They're just in England that has the best league, but the English players are really not the best players in the world.
You're speaking.
Tell me one English player right now that is in the top 20 in the world. If you're going to pick the 20 top players in the world, they don't have if you name 5 goalkeepers, it's going to be hard to find one English goalkeeper.
Overrated Mannings.
If you name 5 centre backs, you're going to have a hard time finding one. Left back, right back, CDM, number 8, number 6, right wing, left winger. The only one you could say is Harry Kane, if we are being honest.
I agree.
So really, when you look at it, you can say the Netherlands have Van Dijk, Spain have Busquets, Germany have, you understand, you can find a couple of players in the other teams, Argentina, Brazil. When you come to the English side, when you talk about like the 5 top players in their position, and I'm talking about when you look at the starting 11 for England, tell me at one point, any of them outside of Sterling was a top 5 player in the world. Outside of Kane, I mean. I don't know. I don't know if what's his Jack Grealish was ever a top 5 player in the world in this position.
No, sir.
Manners, let me ask you a question though,
So,
because what you're spitting out some serious points, valid points. What is England's benchmark for you on the world international stage, and what do you expect of them at their best, in your opinion, in this World Cup?
all right.
Based on what you've said, with one man, Harry
best,
Kane as
listen,
potentially world class. Check it out. Go on.
Here's the thing: if England goes through at the top of this group, which they probably will still go through at top of this group because they probably beat Wales, finish top of the group, they end up playing second place in the group that has Senegal, Netherlands, and the only team I think in that group who can beat them is Ecuador. Because I don't think the Netherlands are good enough offensively to beat England. All right? So they may end up going through there. After that, I think they're going to either match up with like Belgium or somebody else. I think that is it for them.
Or France.
So I think round of 16 or France. I think round of 16 is the furthest they will go.
But you know, say Mannings, the same thing.
Yeah.
The same thing that you just said, Reece, Sven-Goran, Ericsson, right? I think what you said, it touched on a vital point. Ericsson is quite possibly the best coach England had since probably whatever that said. Southgate carried them to a semi-final and a final. Outside of that, it was Ericsson who was carrying them to quarterfinals after quarterfinal after quarterfinal. They lost to a very good Portugal team, I think in the 06 World Cup, who went on to the semi-final. That is Figo, Cristiano Ronaldo and those guys, Elga Postiga and those guys. They lost to Brazil, who won the tournament in 2002, right? And I think in 2004 in Greece, who was it they lost to? It was a good team. So, as I said, and then Ericsson has only lost 5 competitive games as a coach for England. And 5 of those, only 3 came at the big tournaments in those 3 quarterfinals. So for some reason he could get through the quarterfinals. But I say this to say that I think when he lost a game against Northern Ireland 1-0, it was an uproar. He drew a game in the World Cup in 2006, 2-2 with Sweden, and there was this big uproar after he had beaten teams like Argentina and those teams. But nobody really saw that. You understand me as a coach? When the media was in Sven-Goran Eriksson's back, Eriksson carried England from 17th in the FIFA ranking to 4th.
That man is it, sir?
That's my set. No, I was just saying to reinforce what Munnings is saying.
Okay.
The results that Gareth Southgate is getting. If it was somebody like Ericsson, he would have been out, or you would have heard the media say, yo, this man, you understand? But they keep on speaking as if you have to remember that Gareth Southgate brought us to a final of the Euro. But if you look at it, to me, the personnel that he has, he lacks in-game management and he lacks the tactical nous to get the job done and get England over the line. England lost 2 games that they should have not lost. The Euro finals, England for win the Euro. And the World Cup semi-final,
Let Mr. Trick there.
No, man, but you know,
was playing very well.
But Fifi,
yeah.
Let me say this. In the Nations League, right, you know, he tried. I'm going to tell you that this is a scared coach. Scared coach. I'm going to tell you why. In the Nations League, remember that he tried playing soccer as a right wing back, you know. You remember that game that they lost? Was it to Germany? Recent games, I think they lost at a game before you went in the Nations League. They lost badly, you know. Right? And he changed up the formation. He went back to his original formation after that because the people were saying it didn't work. I am telling you that if England, if in that Nations League heading into the World Cup, any foreign coach did what Southgate did, they would not have coached England in this World Cup. As short as the time period is between both, they would have gone. So obviously there's a preferential treatment to him, though they see his flaws as a coach. But nonetheless, I'll tell you this. And I think this is one of the biggest advantages. These USA players play all over the world. There is no English player, with the exception of Bellingham, that plays outside of England.
At least this
None.
World Cup, who they took to the World Cup, man. You have to put that in, you know.
Well, at the World Cup, we can put it that way.
Because their
Right?
best centre back, they did not take the guy.
Their best who? I know the one playing in Italy you're talking about.
I mean, but Rich Paul, let me tell you, I said this already, and coaches this.
But you understand, CC, here's what I'm saying, right? The teams from Europe, right? Even with Germany, when Germany had their last World Cup, they had Ozil, they had the other the guy of Turkish, this Khedira. They had players who were playing, Draxler. These players were playing outside of Germany. Brazil uses play outside of Brazil. Argentina, France, Italy. When Italy were doing well, they had players playing in England and not Spain. Why aren't English players playing in other leagues across the world that are competitive and dominating it? Because in their
the rule
own
of them
league,
Mannings. The rule of them make, you know, they want England player then stay in their league.
Not necessarily, you know. It's not. It's a little more complex than that, in my opinion. CD and Mannings. You have to remember, one, Premier League, bag of money. Bag of money. The English clubs, you get paid exorbitant amounts of money. Secondly, Mannings is alluding to this. The challenge to succeed in overseas leagues, in technically superior leagues in general, is a challenge that some of them. And thirdly, the language. Those are three challenges in themselves that face English players. And the easiest option is to remain in the Premier League, which is man. That's the easiest thing. So Mannings is making a very good point. Look at Phil Foden. Phil Foden is at one of the most technically gifted clubs in the world and one of the best club teams in the world, led by Pep Guardiola. Phil Foden is operating at a level week to week, day to day, with the likes of Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne. He's operating at an extremely high level. And Gareth Southgate may think that's a bit too rich. He's used to the Grealish, and who is at Man City as well, and the Mason Mounts. Phil Foden is a technically gifted player who could operate internationally on the continent, no problem. And he presents a problem to Southgate. There's no doubt about it. Mannings has got a point.
Rich Paul. Look at what Mannings is saying is this, and it's not lie. The English players, for some reason, do not want. It's like, to me, I'm wondering if they don't possess the ability to say, we can go in our next country and dominate. When I look, the top 10 players in England aren't English players.
No, man, they can't dominate. Listen, I'm well aware.
But Rich Paul, the rest of the world is coming into your league and dominating. So you should be looking to go into their league and dominate. Because look at it like this. The Italians have come. You have Italian players who came to the English Premier League and have been top players in the English Premier League. Look, case in point, Jorginho has came to the English Premier League. Jorginho has been in the top 5 Ballon d'Or, whether or not you want to say he deserved it or not. This player has been a top 5 Ballon d'Or candidate. When him the Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, Kevin De Bruyne, Eden Hazard, the list goes on. And then when you look now, and you go to the La Liga. Yeah, man, I'm saying.
No,
so
what
when
I'm
you go
saying
to
is
La
that,
Liga,
because I just want to make this other point. Yeah,
man, make a point.
No, man, you go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, so I was saying, when you go to the La Ligas, when you go to the Bundesliga is the only place you can go and say, all right, there's a top English talent. For some reason, I think Dortmund is a safe place for some of the young players, so they will go there. But outside of that, Rich Paul, you're not necessarily, even if the player has developed.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, you have the players. One, and what I'm saying is that England have players who, if they were to leave England, they would have commanded the same kind of monies, right? Players like Harry Kane could have commanded the kind of monies that he's getting in England, outside of England, right? So they have had those players. Foden would have commanded that kind of money. I believe so. When thing there was at Aston Villa, Jack Grealish, he would have commanded a certain kind of salary if he was going outside of England. So I don't do that. But the other thing is this: do you realize the best coaches in the Premiership are not English? Then the teams get promoted from the Premiership are the teams, watch this, are the teams that have foreign coaches. The teams that get relegated are the teams that have English coaches. All right, so your players are not being exported. Your coaches are not the best in the league. Your players are not the best in the league, but still you're branded as having the best league because that is because of the players from other countries.
And the money.
Here's the thing: the signs were, and the money. Exactly, the signs were on the wall. You know, people saw this. You know, so let's look at June. June they played Hungary in Hungary. They lost 1-0. Then they played Germany on the 7th. The game ended 1-1 in Germany. They played Italy. Game ended 0-0. They played Hungary at home, and Hungary gave them 4-0 when John Stone got a red card in the 82nd minute of that game. Then they played Italy in September, and they lost. The Germany game, they had 3-3. I am saying that leading up to this World Cup, England's results were poor.
Well, there's no question. That's undeniable. The English press and fans were aware of that. Big time.
The same thing that managed to add what managed say. I rub salt in the wound, Rich Paul. You have a Pep Guardiola who is a Spanish national, was won La Liga, and came and won the English Premier League. You have Jose Mourinho, who is a Portuguese national, who has won the Portuguese League, the English Premier League, the Italian Serie A, La Liga. If I was to go and look at La Liga coaches, I couldn't find an English coach who was won La Liga. Quite possibly not find one who was won Bundesliga. Quite possibly not find one who was won not even the English Premier League. You know, the last one to have won the league was, I think, Wilkinson, if I'm not mistaken, with Arsenal. I think it was Arsenal. No, Leeds. Leeds United. The guy named Wilkinson. He was the last English coach to win a title, and that was 32 years ago. Because it was 1990 when they pipped. Yeah, 89 I think Arsenal won, and 90 the Leeds won. So when you look back at it, 32 years since an English coach won the Premier First Division in England, and over that period of time, probably in the last 50 years, I've never heard of an English coach winning La Liga, Bundesliga, or any one of these things. And I think the coaching can even affect the player things because, for example, Pep Guardiola is a Spanish coach, right? Pep Guardiola comes to England. He has Rodri in his team. He had Ferran Torres, but he sold him back. But I'm saying to you that the exposure that the Spanish players can probably garner, he would quick to buy a Spanish young player and put him in his team. You have other Spanish coaches that come over. You have other Italian coaches that come over. Maurizio Sarri came over and he brought with him Jorginho. He left Jorginho in England. So if an English coach was to go to a La Liga, he could have brought in 2 domestic players. You know who have to do those things? Like a man like Jose Mourinho or another man over AC Milan. Jose saw Tammy Abraham and say, all right, come out, come play in Italy. You understand? Get a little exposure outside of England, and then you might can go back and add to the national program. But if, as you rightfully said, Mannings, they are not exporting their youth talent, or they're not exporting their coaching talent. So it's like the coaches are not the best coaches in England, and they're not sought after in Europe. So why is it that there's this narrative that England is like favorites to win a World Cup or favorites to win a major tournament when they're lacking in terms of
because watch this. I'm going to give you one of the coaches. Some of the coaches that we rate because Herdsman is a Danish coach, right? Herdsman coaches Canada. I think he's
Isn't he English?
Huh?
Isn't Herdsman English?
That coach is Canada. Isn't he a Dane? I'm sure he's from Denmark.
I think so, Mullins.
I think he's from Herdsman, the
Somebody
Canadian coach. I think
Google
he's from,
it.
no, man.
Go ahead. He's not Canadian though. I don't
Right.
believe he's Canadian, but go ahead.
No, he's not Canadian, man. I think he's Dane, right? You have Frank at Brighton, who is I think he's John Herdsman is English, right? But I think he was in could be English, all right? So he's coaching in Canada and he's doing well enough with Canada, all right? When I look at how the English coach teams play, it's completely different from how the teams that are coached by foreign coaches play.
Yeah, man. Thomas
So what
Frank
that
is at
says to
Brentford.
me, right? What that says to me is the philosophy of English football is an inherent part of their culture. So when you have the players like now, Jack Grealish, can you notice who struggles to fit into this Gareth Southgate system? Are players who are coached by coaches who don't play according to the English philosophy of football.
Yeah.
Jack Grealish, for example, fits more like La Liga or almost like South American. Same thing with Foden.
Yep.
It seems when you look at it, those players don't fit into that because they don't play that kind of a way.
The traditional English
For
style.
example, let me tell you this: if Pep was coaching this team and he had like this young guy called Conor Gallagher, he probably would have played him at CDM because his philosophy is that I need people who can keep the ball, so they don't have to tackle to win the ball. But England is going to play Declan Rice. You know why? Because he's going to be disciplined where he's at, and he's just going to make the pass to somebody else. So I think the whole, and again, just watch every week any team in the Championship or the English Premier League that plays, that have an English coach, how those teams play. Very few of them you see play what they call expansive and creative kind of football. And I think that is part of what needs to be fixed in English football.
Talking of
Coaching.
fix.
Not that
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's all I'll say, because I feel like players like Bellingham and the sack on these guys who are being coached by other coaches, when they come to a Gareth Southgate system that brings them back to what I call it English philosophy of football, it's unhealthy for them as footballers because it is a programmed way of playing, and that is my opinion still. So,
all right, man.
Permission to ask, man, is one question.
As I said, England though romanticize.
Permission to ask a quick question.
You know if you ask no permission, man.
Give thanks,
yeah,
Captain.
Christian boss,
Oh, you mean? I've already made suggestions that the Jamaican selection system is, if not broken, then severely compromised and in need of adjustments. Are we saying, bearing in mind all we've said about English players staying at home and not learning and broadening their horizons with the continental flavor, that when Coach Jaime Hallgrimsson gets going in January as the Reggae Boys' new head coach, are we saying that in selecting the strongest Jamaican national team, we need and we'll be looking forward to Jamaican players across the diaspora outside of Jamaica, ideally in the likes of England, where there's a bevy, an abundance of foreign continental coaches delivering high quality training and tactical practices?
But Rich Paul, no must that. All right, look at it like this, Rich Paul.
I'm just asking. I'm asking.
Hey,
I will answer you with this question.
CC,
Yeah.
CC,
Yeah.
CC, CC. Are you the
Yeah.
man ask the question or me the man ask the question?
All right, go on.
Mannings and the panel and the viewers and subscribers. Come in, Manning. But to the panel. But Mannings, you can go first, and the viewers and
I just
subscribers. Go
wanted to
on.
say something really.
No man,
What
no man. I
Richarlison said.
trouble CC.
No man, Richarlison said this
Go
before you
ahead,
answer.
CC.
Man, Richarlison said he in the game against Serbia. Before he scored, like he in playing in the English Premier League, it allowed him to like have the ability to develop the patience to play against a defense like the Serbians, because in England the defense, most of the teams are set up like that in terms of how they're defending. So I said this to say, Rich Paul, by an extension, to answer a part of your question before Manningsman elaborate further, is to say that a player like Richarlison playing in the Brazil row, if he had stayed in Brazil, maybe he would have not scored that goal in that match against that type of defense, based on what he's saying. I can only go by what he's saying. So by an extension, if the players are playing in different leagues, when they come up against different type of setup and different type of schemes, they can adjust themselves probably more better, or even in the training pitch. When you are out there training and setting up certain schemes, they come off a bit more knowledgeable, or a bit more a bit more experienced, because you have teams that will set up a certain way and it's very difficult to break them down. Sometimes you have the talent which elevates you above it, but sometimes you need the knowledge of it as well. If you understand what I say. But go on, man.
Yeah, what I'll say quickly, because I don't want to, I want to give somebody a chance. But what I'll say is simply this: I don't believe that when it comes on to World Cup qualifying, if we are serious about qualifying, the state of our league locally, we will find players who can compete with the teams. Given what we have seen of Mexico, the age of the USA team, the Canada, though they will not be in the qualifiers. We must also remember that some of the other nations that we were going up against when the qualifiers start, they are teams that qualified for under 20s. A year ago, a couple of years ago, Mexico did well at the Olympics and all of those things. So what that means is that they have a lot of young players coming through their system that we will have to go up against. And same thing with Costa Rica and Honduras and the Dominica Republic, all right? What that says to me is very simple, that presently the state of our football isn't adequately preparing our players to compete at that highest level. USA started out their World Cups in 1990, not going back to the 50s, with players in the MLS. They have shifted so far away from that in today's starting 11, only one player who is presently playing in the MLS, the field, I think it is Zimmerman. Every other player played overseas. They may have started locally, but they were playing at high levels overseas, all right? So that says to me, our best bet is to get the players who are playing at the highest level, who are Jamaican, right? That's the first thing. So that onus is on the leadership of our football to ensure every time we bring together a group of players, we find the Jamaicans who are playing at the highest level. Whether that is England, Spain, Germany, it doesn't matter. I know that that is not locally because our league is not highly rated. Though I don't think it is a bush league. That's number one. Number two, I want some of these players who are out here in England, because we keep talking about them need to come and play and they need to be reached out to. They need to look into themselves and realize that they are living in a world where they are not appreciated, though they are born in the country. And they need to make a decision. Do I go where I'm wanted, or do I go where I'm needed? Or where I'm needed and appreciated? You're needed and you're appreciated by the Jamaican populace. So some of you need to start make a decision and say, listen, yeah, I know I was born here, because Senegal have a team where most of their players were born in France. Keeper Montaigne chose to play. Market, we may say, will never get into the German team, but before they recruited him, he reached out to them when he was at Bayern Munich. I think some of the players need to check themselves as well and say, listen, but 25, these guys haven't called me. Why should I wait? I have a realistic opportunity of playing in a World Cup for Jamaica. Here's how I know. There are 8 possible spaces. 3 are gone already. There are possible 5 more spaces left, right? If we give away 2 to the 2 toughest teams, we still have 3 that we can play to secure 2 half spots. So if we play that final round with 8 teams and we finish 5th, we still have a chance. Players need to look at that and say, maybe this is a viable option, and instead of waiting, I need to get on board right now. So the federation, it starts with them. But I think sometimes players can also look in themselves. You want to play in the World Cup. There are people who cry. Have you seen how Mane is like the man is broken? Broken. The news report talk about IU having scored and come off the field and see his team how he's broken. You understand that this is an opportunity of a lifetime to grace the World Cup. It don't come up every time. If you miss it at 26, you may never play in it again. So players need to check that. In as much as the federation need to reach out, you just want to go. Brethren, every person in the stream, on the panel, if we had the chance, would have loved to have sat on any bench of any team, even if Qatar had us on their bench. Any of us in any capacity, we would have loved that.
Wow.
You realize how people reacted when they were in the same stadium watching Lionel Messi? How fans reacted? Jamaicans? Imagine what that is like to step on a field to play in a World Cup. And I think every player needs to look at the country that they have the best chance of playing for and the best chance of playing in the World Cup with and reach out.
Yeah, because Rob Smith said Colabali reach out to Senegal. Nothing is wrong if a player reach out. And the reverse is true as well. So yeah. I think we have reached to a 1 hour extension of the program.
What was so long we are talking, man?
Yeah, man. Normally me end the show 2 hours. Now we're at 1 minute to the 3 hour mark. So we have a shut down. We have to respect Manning's man and his views. It's easy, I am sure, boss. Then you have Rich Poe, the real boss. Then you have CC, the controversial, and the gravitas man. You know what I mean? Man with the epitome. Yeah. So big up to everybody who came on. All the persons.
You must see if you have an epic tummy. Boy, I tell you.
Well, me don't know about that one there still. You take that too far now, man. You're taking that one too far, Virgin.
My lord.
Oh, Rob Smith said, a little youth. Half topic, boss, you know? Yeah, man. You know, it's always a joy to have you gentlemen on. And the ladies, of course. Ladies might not type a lot, but they are definitely tuning into the show. So big up to the ladies. And we never predicted we never get CC scoreline for the Argentina game. You know. I said 3-0 Argentina. Actually said 1-0 Argentina. Cataract said 2-0. Who this? Davian said 3-0. A CC scoreline we never get. Oh, what is your prediction for that, Mannings?
Argentina versus Mexico?
Yeah.
I don't know me watch now. Let me go with my heart. My heart is more Mexico win still. Because I want the CONCACAF team them do well.
Yeah.
So my heart say Mexico 2-1, but my head says Argentina 2-0.
Oh, your heart said 2-1 Mexico.
Yeah, but my
Where your
head,
head?
yes,
Your head I said
2-0
2-0.
Argentina. Yeah.
All right.
So me I go with my head. You understand? Me I go with my head. Me I go with my head.
Yeah, man, you have to use your brain to make the right decision.
All right.
So, people, before we go, please remember to check out Denver and the Mango Tree. This video is brought to you by Denver and the Mango Tree. This book is written by Jody and Francis, a Jamaican, and the illustrator is also a Jamaican, Wayne Carnegie. Please go out and support this book. It caters to the age 5 through to 9 years old. It's one that you have to get your son, your daughter, your niece, your nephew, your grandchildren. Yeah? And if you have a neighbor or a godchild or godchildren, you can get them that book. Thanks very much for tuning in, everyone. Big up to Mannings, man. Big up to Rich Po. Big up to CC. Big up to Katark, who was on earlier. Big up to Rajic. Big up to Cranky. All the people who called in. Big up to Travis. The prediction are can I say the gambling boss?
Want to Balakar?
Balakar don't show up tonight, you know.
Balakar
Balakar don't show up tonight because he predicted that England would have won 5-2 and England can't score less than 5 against this US team. And he just must show up. Yeah? So Balakar shame on him lapping tail. So big up to everyone. Big up to all the persons in the comment section. Again, big up to the persons who did not get a chance to comment, but they always tune in to the show. Big up to the persons over there on Facebook. We will see you tomorrow. We also want to do some schoolboy football tomorrow. We want to go to the Champions Cup game. Let us see how that one goes. But definitely, we try to be back on time to go on the show. Also, we have to big up the persons in the tri-state area. Big up the whole New York. Big up Bronx. Big up Queens. Big up Mount Vernon. Especially Mount Vernon. Big up the whole crew. Big up Brooklyn as well. You know what I mean? So again, people, big up on yourself. Stay tuned. Next time. Peace out.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.